I had an early dinner and crashed out.
Oh,
Thankfully, I'd set an
yeah.
alarm and yeah, crashed out. Knackered today, knackered.
Um, so we did a lot yesterday.
Hmm.
Is there anything that you're not sure about?
It's, if I'm honest, it's still sinking in. Um, I don't know if it's because I'm older now, it takes a little longer to sink in, but it is still sinking in. I'm gonna read it again um during the week. Maybe do a little practice on myself during the week, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? A couple of little practices on some of the different things in it. Um, yeah, and
There
then
was
if I've
such
got any
a lot
questions,
to take on board yesterday.
yeah. And we did go through two, didn't we? So
Yeah, we
we
went through
did
two. I would have done one and then done another one today. And then we even
mm,
talked about kinetic shift. So
mm,
it's really a lot. And it was quite intense when there's just the two of us. When there's
yeah,
other people, it's a little bit more, chit-chatting and everyone's asking questions and you're going
mm,
to rooms and you're chatting to other people when you're coming back. When there's just the two of us, it is quite intense and there's a lot to cover. We would never have been able to have covered that much with just if the class was bigger.
yeah,
We would have had a break and then we probably would have had another break. I would have put you into rooms and then you would have come back out again. We'd have had a chat about it, then I'd put you into rooms again. So there would have been a lot more, it would have been slower. So
yeah,
I covered a lot yesterday. Um, but then what will happen is now you'll have a week or till Sunday next week where you'll practice that and read it and go through it.
yeah,
But don't forget, come to like today we're going to practice again. Next week you'll be practicing again. And like I said to you yesterday, this is the foundation. A lot of this stuff is the foundation, and
mm,
it'll become um, you'll be on autopilot when it comes to doing inductions. You'll be on autopilot doing a deepener and stuff like that.
yeah.
Become the norm. One of my other students has messaged me today saying that she wants to join us. I don't know what days she's going to join us, and I think one of the other students might join us for one or two of the sessions.
Okay,
So when they come in as well, I'll be getting you to work with them and practicing, and they'll work with you as well. So
okay.
there will be times where we'll have other people here.
Have
Um,
they already passed their diploma?
but whenever a student passes with me, I always say, you're more than welcome to come back when we do the next diploma. So one of the girls, Zoe, she was away for a few of the weekends. So she only watched the videos. So she said, I'd like to jump on again. And other people just like to jump on, go through a few things. Um, it's good practice,
Yeah,
and get your confidence up and stuff like that. So I always say, if you want to pop in, pop in. It makes, doesn't make any odds to me.
okay.
I think it works well. Um, so yeah, so that's what we'll be doing. We'll be
Okay, cool.
board. Yeah, and if not, I might even invite someone over. I've got someone who's interested in having a phobia released. I might get her to come in when it gets to that point. Do a phobia
Okay.
release. I've never hypnotized before. I don't really know her, but
Would that be me watching you do that to her?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that all of a sudden I thought, oh God.
No. Phobia is quite. I've just had a client actually message me to say that her son has just had he had a needle phobia and he's just had his injections and he was fine. But yeah, it's phobias are funny. They can be quite extreme and they can be quite simple to get rid of.
Mm,
Never know until they come in. Um, but yeah, we'll come. Phobias are much further down the line.
okay.
Um, so we need to concentrate on today's stuff. So um, so yesterday when we talked about doing inductions, remembering that inductions, magnetic fingers is the easiest one to do. Don't overthink it. Don't worry about it. If their fingers don't go together, take them down anyway. You can then take them through a deepener, just a basic deep, taking them through muscle relaxation from the top of the head all the way down, and then normally back up again. That only takes a minute or so, 2 minutes. Always remember your pre-talk. I think getting your pre-talk off pat, knowing it and saying it fluently is really important, because if you're not fluent when you're doing your pre-talk, that will give doubt in your client.
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting your pre-talk how you want that to be and saying it fluently, with confidence, and that's really, really important. So doing the pre-talk, the induction, the deepener, and then an emotional detox. So back to the emotional detox is where the white light is above your head. That white light is going to pull out, drag out the negative thoughts, the negative feelings, the negative behaviors, the negative habits, any negativity, any guilt, any shame, any hurt, any pain, and get that into it, because that will all, you'll be saying that at every single session that you do. You'll be saying that. Let go of the guilt, the shame, the hurt, the pain, any negativity, let that go. The white light is going to pull it out, drag it out. And then being quiet. It's so important to just shut up.
Okay.
And allow them to process. The only time I might not shut up completely is if I'm on Zoom. Because if I'm on Zoom, they might think they're disconnected and they might want to reconnect, like open their eyes to connect. But I would say to them, I'm going to be quiet while you process that. That's where we're looking for those little twinges, those jerks, or flush in the face or whatever. And then releasing, just releasing their stuff. And then you can go on to whatever protocol we're going to do for that particular client, or protocols that you want to work with. But an emotional detox, when you've done an emotional detox, you can bring the client back out of hypnosis if you wish to do so. If they are crying or whatever, and then put them back in again. When we take someone out of hypnosis and put them back in again, and they've had, that emotion going on, and they've, it's all come to a head, that's called fractionation. When we take someone out of hypnosis and put them back in, they tend to go deeper the second time. So even if you've got someone who's resisting, or you feel like they've been resisting, you can always take them out. I mean, this is like troubleshooting. Take them out of hypnosis and say to them, we'll bring you out of hypnosis. Just come back to me, back in the room if you like, or whatever you want to say. I'm going to bring you back to the here and now. Open your eyes and then go, how are you feeling? Like, got rid of some stuff. And they'll say whatever they say, and they might not know what they got rid of. That's fine. As long as they fully know that they might not know. Because the subconscious mind will know. Then you could take them back into hypnosis and say, right, we're going to move on. We're going to do some other stuff now. And then you might change the induction. So instead of magnetic fingers, you might say, watch my fingers as it comes closer and closer and closer and closer, and then close your eyes now. You can take them in another way if you want, or just tell them to take a deep breath in and close your eyes.
Okay.
Get the same effect. So an emotional detox some people will have a reaction to that, like we said yesterday. So that could be crying, that could be just a simple tear, a sigh. They might burp, they might yawn, they might twitch, whatever. You might see their facial expressions changing. They might even smile. It might be like, that feels good to let go of. So once they've got rid of their stuff, they've had a bit of a clear out, we can do other stuff with them. If we're looking at doing the bench, like I said yesterday, we're looking at chatting to someone. That could be anyone from your past, the present life, the here and now, sorry. Or it could be someone who's passed over. And that can be really, really powerful. And you'll see people chatting and they could get upset again, getting upset. And that's all going on in their mind. We don't need to know what they've got to say unless they discuss it afterwards. That's fine. That's their choice. The control room, obviously, we did yesterday, changing stuff, dials, leading them to a little bit of it, but the rest they'll do themselves, keeping it ambiguous. And then we did like visiting, going back if there was a time that you felt this problem or this issue that came up, whatever that may be. So yeah, so today I want to talk about kinetic shift. Now you can call it kinetic shift or energy shifting. Kinetic shift is really, really powerful and can be used for so many different things. So, and it is that feeling that comes up, and I would call that a live trauma. And that feeling comes up, and it's normally in the chest or the stomach, and we put a colour to it, and then we shift that colour out, and we transfer from one side of the brain to the other side of the brain. So you'll see clients when this happens, you'll see how they're feeling when you talk about something. They'll say, oh yeah, when I think about that, I feel really uncomfortable or whatever, and shifting it out. And that's what we can do, that in hypnosis or out of hypnosis. It doesn't really matter. You can do it either way. We also do it with eye movement. So we can, if they've got like, they feel anger. So for example, someone's angry and you say, where's that anger? And they say, it's here. What colour is it? It's red. Let's shift that up, shift it out. And they've got their eyes open and they're let go of that. You can also take your two fingers and get them to follow your fingers, keeping the head straight. And they're following the fingers. And what happens is you'll see the eyes moving with your fingers, and either one will flick out or they'll both flick out. And they basically just transfer it to the other side of the brain.
Okay.
It's really odd.
So instead of saying the phone number, you can do this.
This, you can say, watch my fingers, and you can say, and I normally get them to repeat, the anger is gone, the anger is gone. And they might start off with, listen to the tone of their voice, the anger is gone, the anger is gone. And then they'll start saying, the anger is gone. And it'll get less and less as they follow your fingers. And you'll watch for that flick in the eyeballs, it'll flick out. You don't always see it. Sometimes they kind of go like, they'll be moving back towards, yeah, like, and then they'll you'll see it. Or you'll hear it in their voice where they'll go from the anger is gone to the anger is gone. And you'll see that change in their physiology where they just go, the anger is gone. They'll calm down. So this, when we do this eye movement, it's very much like EMDR, where we're just transferring it, and that's a whole different ball game. But we're using it with kinetic shift, and all we're doing is transferring it. I don't use it very often. If someone's already out of hypnosis, I might do it. If they're in hypnosis, I don't bother, because if they've got their eyes closed, then to say to them, open their eyes, they're a bit like stark. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they're already just sitting and we're chatting, I'll say to them, well, we can shift that now, which I might do at an end of a session. That might happen at the end, where I might say to them, how do you feel about that car accident? Or how do you feel about that thing that happened to you? What's coming up now? Or they might come out of hypnosis and go, I still feel really angry about what happened. And I might say to them, well, where is that anger? Where does it live? And then that's when they'll say, I can feel it here. And that could be the same with a fear or a phobia. So you might do the work that we would do with fears and phobias. You might get to the end of it and you might say, well, how do you feel about that fear now? And they might go, actually, it's all right. But they might go, I can still feel that fear every time I think about having an injection, still coming up. Right, we need to shift that up and shift it out. It can also change. So they could start off with it being a fear or anger, but quite often, especially with anger, it can turn to sadness. So you might shift that anger up and then they'll start crying, and it's like a release. It's like, like most people, if they get like angry, the easiest way to release that is either they'll go and punch something or explode,
Mm.
or they'll cry and it'll just calm them right down.
Yeah, I always cry when I'm angry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the same. If I can get really, really angry, but either I have to, go for do some exercise or something, which isn't what you want to do. But the crying will release it. So
Yeah.
some clients will go, like we'll shift out, say, a colour. It might be shifting out the red, the anger, and then they'll go. I say, you always, always, always collaborate with your client. How's that anger feeling now? Where is that anger now? How's it feeling? And they'll go, yeah, it feels more like sadness now. And you go, right, let's
Mm.
shift that sadness up. What colour is that sadness? It's probably changed from a red, it might be a yellow now. The colour's not really relevant. Just push it up. Let's get rid of it. Let's push it either up through the top of the head and out, or down through the stomach and out through the legs.
Do you ask the client where they'd prefer to, what direction they'd prefer to shift?
Most of the time, I will say to them, we can take it out through the top of the head, or we can take it out through the feet. Which way do you want to do it?
Mm.
It's their personal choice. Or I might just say to them, take a deep breath in. I'm going to push it up out through the head.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't really. This is the thing with Connect Shift. It doesn't really matter. It's how you feel comfortable or how they feel comfortable. But it's super fast. You work fast and it's theatrical.
Mm.
It's very theatrical. So the founder of Connect Shift is Carl Smith, and Carl Smith was a firearms officer and in the army, and he'd obviously been through a lot of trauma. And one day, a drunk driver drove into his house, and he went out to stop the driver, and he put his arm around the seatbelt to try and stop the driver from getting away and to stop the car. And the car was slightly mounted, and then it reversed back, and it ran over him forwards and then ran over him backwards, leaving him um, two broken legs and God knows what else. From that, he suffered with PTSD, but it wasn't the car accident so much. It was, but it was whatever led up to that.
Mm.
At the point where he tried to kill himself and all sorts. He ended up seeing a hypnotist, which he reluctantly went out of, and he went out of sheer desperation. And the hypnotist got rid of his PTSD. And now he's a hypnotist and he teaches this stuff.
Okay.
And that's where I trained with to get Connect Shift and became a trainer for Connect Shift. So Connect Shift is theatrical. There's a lot of if I said to you, spike that emotion, I'd go, and then you not normally would click, but just because my click's rubbish, I would say, what colour is it? It's that demanding. It's like, tell me, what colour is it? So the client hasn't got time to think. So they're not going, well, it could be pink, it could be green, it could be yellow. I don't fucking care what colour. It doesn't matter. Just tell me the colour now. It doesn't matter. Where is it? Where does it live? It's normally like the chest or stomach. Right, let's take that out, shall we? Do you want me to remove that? Always, always, always ask permission. They might want to come to it. Very unlikely. But I've had one client who wanted to hold on to it.
That's a bit like, actually, when I was doing the past life regression, do you remember? And I couldn't go under, and you said to me, I think you went to do this on me. And I said, I need to keep it for now because it's fueling me to get me through what I need to get through.
That's it. That's it. That's what
Yeah.
happens. It's very rare. So I had a client who had OCD, and when she'd been to a very special clinic in London for her OCD. But what happened is they got rid of her OCD, or they reduced her OCD. I mean, it was severe. And then I said to her, should we release the OCD? Like, should we release this? And I mean, can I release that for you? And she went, no. And I was like, what? And she went, no, I don't want to, because last time I released it, I tried to kill myself.
Oh, bless her.
And it was like, and
Oh, where'd you go from that?
the thing is, it turned out that she she lived with a parent, but she had carers that come in to look after her. And she said, I don't know who I am when I don't have it.
Oh, I get that.
I've
I
got,
get that. Yeah.
I've got no life when I haven't got it. And I'd have to get a job, and I don't want a job. Not because she don't want a job, as in I'm lazy and I can't be bothered. It was like that's stressful, and that's how things escalated before.
Mm.
So a very, very unusual situation there. But most people, they've come in and they've spoke to you and they've said to you, if they come to see a hypnotist, they normally come as a last resort.
Mm.
Tried lots of other stuff. So fears and phobias, any kind of trauma, um, we can get rid of with kinetic shift or energy shifting. I've changed the kinetic shift slightly, so it's like breathing, because I find it with clients like taking a breath in, pushing that color out.
Yeah.
I find that works really well. So that's why it's kinetic shift mixed with what I would do, which is the energy releasing, and I do that with breath. And it's like take a breath in, feel all that anger coming up, release it when you're ready. Oh, or now.
To be fair, that way they're the ones still they're the one clearing it as well. So it might feel more potent with the fact that it's gone, if that makes sense.
Take it. So breathing can really, really help, and you're just pushing it up and out. The real key to this is collaboration with your client. How are you feeling now? What's happened? Because we always take out the bad, we always want to replace the void. So we don't want to leave the void there. We don't want to leave it with
Mm.
nothing. So we always put in good. That's the love, the joy, the happiness, feeling safe, whatever it is, all of the above. And then we put that in with a colour, and then we anchor it in. So the anchoring in is where we can anchor in with lots of different ways. So, but with kinetic shift, we anchor in with colours. Every time you see the colours, black, white, red, blue, green, you're going to remember that you are loved, you are cared for, you are amazing. Okay. So that when that client sees those colours, it will get that flurry of feeling good, feeling great.
Mm.
All right. We can anchor in with other things. Anchoring in is a kind of NLP. It's neuro linguistic programming, is where a lot of anchoring comes from. And we will get onto the collapsing anchors, which is crazy stuff. I mean, that's really, really good. But when we're anchoring a feel good, we can do it with a lot of ways. So if I said to you, like, I want you to think about someone who loves you dearly or having a cuddle or whatever, and when you spike that good emotion and you touch your finger and thumb like that, then what you can do is we can stack a few anchors, feeling safe in your, like, say, for example, your bedroom, laughing about something, or feeling loved, and you stack those anchors. Then, when, say, for example, it was because you felt scared or frightened of getting on trains, made you feel anxious, or stepping into a pub or restaurant, then that anchor is there, and you can, when you walk into that pub, restaurant, classroom, train, you can press your finger and thumb, and it'll bring that, spike that emotion of feeling good. It's a tool. But with the kinetic shift, we use colours, and every time you see those colours, because those colours are everywhere, it will give you that flurry. I normally say flurry, like a nice feeling of coming back, of feeling loved, feeling great. And that's what we're doing.
When you say the colours,
Mm.
does it matter if you include the colour that they had for the negative feeling?
Definitely. So if they said, yes, so if their negative colour was red, I would still, when I put in the good, I would say every time you see the colours black, white, red, blue, green, doesn't matter. You're just
Yeah.
putting it in as a good colour, because you don't want
Okay.
them to have the negative colour.
Yeah.
I mean, so you want the if they're going to see a red again, they go, it might remind me of the negative. But if we change it so that it's a good, it's fine. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, but connect shift takes a little bit of practice.
Okay.
Um, and I'd like to work with that. So I'm just gonna get my notes up because I've got my own. With um, sorry, I'm just reading through my own notes because I chose.
That's all right.
Yeah, backfill and anchoring confusion is when they say out loud the telephone number and collaborate all the way through. The alpha breathing, which it says in your notes, is 2 breaths in through the nose, long sigh out.
So,
That's also called a physiological sigh. So, a physiological sigh is where that calms the brain down. So, when you see someone crying really hard, like a child or something, they go,
mm.
oh, right? The brain does that to calm you down. So, a physiological sigh is 3 in through the nose, long sigh out, and that will.
Didn't we do the same giving birth?
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I don't believe I did anyway. So that can suffer. We also call that an alpha breathing. So you might just get that
Okay.
done to start with and then releasing stuff if you wish to do so. Doing a body scan. If you've got someone that has got pain or they've got things that they feel like, what I said to you earlier, they've got say the anger and they say, yeah, it's just here, it's in my chest or it's in my
Mm.
stomach. Some people will say, when I think about that car accident, and I spike that emotion of what happened, that trauma, it could be the whole body. And they might go, it's black. And I go, well, where's that? Where is that feeling? And they go, it's the whole body. Right. So there's a lot to shift out. It's fine because you can shift it out. When you shift it out, I normally get them do all the what you've got to do, release it, change it from one side of the brain to the other, all the rest of it. And then I would sometimes just get them to scan the body. I want you to just scan it later on. When you've done some more hypnosis, I want you to just scan the body, feel for any tension, any stress there. If there's any negativity that's still lurking in any parts of the body, or any anger or any other fear that might still be there, you can see if can you locate that. Is it in part of the body still? Are you hanging on to that?
If they say the whole body and you're doing it by getting them to breathe it out, could you sort of say something like if they say it's the whole body and it's brown,
Yeah.
can you say, right, I want you to take all the brown that's in your left arm and breathe it out on the next 2 breaths? You know what I mean? And like break it down into parts.
You'd probably be there all day, but if you wanted to do it,
Yeah.
you could, but just breathing it out and breathing it all and just say it's all coming up, it's all going to come up. I normally just say either if it's the whole body, I would just say it's going to come all the way because it's easier to go down then. So you're going to push all that down, it's going to go down and all the way out through the bottom of the feet now. See what I mean?
Mm.
That click. You just got to keep pushing it out. They'll push it all out. Um, I've never done it in stages. I've always just gone the whole lot, and then I might do like
Okay.
and say just check, just scan the body. I normally scan the body if there's a pain, like if they've got fibromyalgia, or they've had like joint pains or backache, or I might say to them just scan the body. It might be related to the trauma,
Right. Yeah.
and so you can release you can release that later on, just to do an extra kind of release, if that makes sense. If they've got something that could be, like I said, related to whatever the trauma is that you're letting go of. Um, yeah, so just getting rid of that. Right, with language. So there's quite a lot with language. When we change the way that we talk about something,
Hang on, I'm trying to stay with you on my papers as well because it helps go into my head a bit better. Mind your language. Is that where we're at? Mind your language.
yeah, that's it.
Yes.
So when we talk about, I just want you to put your hand in front of you. Just put your hand like that. Right. So I want you to look at your hand, and I want you to say, "I love my hand."
I love my hand.
Right. Now say that hand.
I love that hand. That
No,
don't.
say love hand. Just say that hand. Just say
That
that.
hand.
I say my hand.
My hand.
But look at your hand. Notice the difference. When you say my hand, it almost comes close.
Yeah.
You say that
My
hand.
hand. That hand. Yeah. Yeah. I just went like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that hand. It's like disassociated.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about trauma, you're not owning the trauma. You're not allowing your client to own it. So it's you're going to get rid of that anger. It's not yours. Do you see what I mean? You're already getting them to,
Like those obstacles, that anger, that upset,
yeah,
those obstacles. Okay.
that. You're going to get rid of that. It's not yours to keep. You're going
Yeah.
to release it. Okay, so we're going to release it and let it go. We're not going to say it's, do you want to let go of your, you can let go of that anger.
Right.
So we're talking is keeping it disassociated. It's not
Okay.
part of us anymore. By saying that, you're already letting it go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're already, it's all part of the process. You're going to get rid of that anger. You don't need that anger anymore. You don't need that fear anymore. You don't need that extra weight. You don't need to smoke anymore. That cigarette doesn't do anything for you.
Baggage. It's like the
Baggage,
yeah.
that
Yeah.
person doesn't do anything for you anymore. That belief is not true. Do you see what I mean? So we're always disassociating it. It's that that phobia, that needle phobia. You don't need it.
Mm.
That
Okay.
trauma, you don't need that trauma. It's something you've had in the past, but it's time to release it. It's not yours. Let it go. So it's disassociating them from that trauma. I'm just saying that trauma. There's
Right. Okay.
hand, my hand, that hand.
Mm.
It's almost like it's disassociated.
Yeah. I didn't like it when you said that hand. I was
Really?
like, I was like, sod off, that is my hand.
When we lie, when we tell a lie, the body doesn't like it.
Mm.
So there's a thing that we can do. Can't do it with you because we have to do it in person. And you might have seen it before, where you do energy and you push that. You have the hand going out straight. And if I said, um, um, "My name is Daisy," because it's a lie, the hand will drop. You push on the hand and it drops because I said the wrong word. If I said, "My name is Maxine," it will stay strong. And it's like because it's a lie.
I think I saw that with what's his name? Stephen, the Diary of a CEO. He
Oh,
he does
Stephen Bartlett.
yeah, he does a lot of podcasts on all sorts of different things, and some of them are absolutely fascinating. And I think a woman was talking to him about that, and she made him put his arm out, and she said, "I'm going to." And when he was telling the truth, but then she said, "Now I want you to say that you love vomiting." And he
Oh,
went, "What
right.
I love," and his hand just. She went like that. His hand just hit the table, just went straight down.
Yeah, I've done that with a woman who I've done some training with, Janet, tapping and TFT and EFT, and she does energy releasing, and we did a lot of that. It's really interesting. It's really fascinating.
It's tea at the tapping thing.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
do EFT, emotional freedom techniques, and I'm qualified in both thought field therapy and EFT. They're very similar. EFT is a little bit more simpler than TFT. TFT is quite complicated, a bit more complicated. Um, but I'll show you some tapping when we get on to doing weight loss.
Okay.
And even weight loss, we shouldn't be calling it weight loss. That's what people will. recognise it as weight loss. But when we say to lose weight, the subconscious mind will look for it because it's
Oh, because it's lost.
yeah. So it's like,
Right.
oh, well, I'm going to get that back. So it's we would always speak. I will release that. All right. So, how do you feel about doing some sort of emotional detox or doing something?
Yeah, sure. Okay. There is something I would like to clear out actually. I'm estranged from my sister and I want to stay that way. But it's felt I don't want her in my life, but it's sad that I've kind of lost a sister, if that makes sense. So part of it is sad, and part of me is still angry with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so what we could do is to do an emotional detox,
Mm.
and we could probably do. Well, at the moment, just take a breath in for me.
Okay.
Exhale out nice and slowly.
I'm gonna have to do it through my mouth. I cannot get into my nose
That's all
today. Is that all
right.
right?
Comfortable with whatever's comfortable with you. So just give your breath in and back out again. Just open your eyes. Just look at me. That's all right. So
I'm
what
so knackered. Sorry.
just thinking, I'm just going to lay here. Just close my
Do what you like.
eyes. Um, so I want you to think. Just take a breath in, and then just think about your sister now. What comes up? Any uncomfortable feeling? Any anger in the body now?
Yes.
Where is it?
Between my shoulder blades and along my clavicles.
Okay. What colour is it? What colour is it?
Black.
Black. Take that black out.
Yeah.
Right, take a breath in. As you breathe in, it's going to come all the way up through the top of the head, and let it go now. And again, you're going to push all that black from the sides of the shoulders all the way up and up, 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 and out through the top of the head, up and out. When you're ready, that's it now. How's that feeling now?
It's stuck here.
Okay, let's push it. Ready to push it? Okay.
Okay.
Take a deep breath in. Push all that black up. Push, 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 push. Now.
It's like tar.
Nice. And again, we'll just do one more. Push it up.
Okay.
Go. Ready? Go. Push, 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 push all the way out. You don't need it. Let it go. Now. Let it go. How's that feeling? Still there? Okay.
It's so thick. I can't explain to you why it's so thick.
That's all right. Take a breath in.
Hang on.
Imagine it being softer and letting it go, letting it up and up. It's okay now. Safe to let it go. Let it go. Make it more fluid now. How's that feeling?
Do a bit.
A little bit there. That's all right.
Yeah.
Just imagine and only imagine all of that black. Imagine it getting softer and more fluid like water. Just push it up, 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 and release it now.
Okay.
How's it
I
feeling?
think that's a bit clearer.
Okay.
It's so thick. It's gloopy and thick. I do feel I've got the majority of it.
Okay. That's all right.
I feel I've definitely shifted the bulk of it, but I feel there's, when if you have a glass of thick liquid
Mm.
or something and you tip it out, you've still got the some of it clings to the sides a little bit and takes a bit longer to drip down. I feel I've still got a little bit of that, but I think that would
Do me a favour. Tell me your spell me your name. Spell your name backwards.
ASIL.
Oh, have your toes a wriggle?
What?
Have your toes a wriggle?
No, I've always been able to spell my name backwards.
No, I said give your toes a wriggle.
I'll give my toes a wiggle. Okay.
That's a wriggle. Right?
Yeah.
Good. If there's any residue there, if there's any little bit left, that will just dissipate on its own.
Okay.
That's just, you've done the bulk of the work, the rest of it will go.
Would it help if I imagine it's a glass upside down now and the rest of it's just going to,
Could do.
yeah.
I felt like that would help.
I still feel something though. It's not the black tar, but I still feel something and I'm not sure. No, actually, I feel like crying, so I think it's grief.
Coming out of the grief because you lost her if in so many ways.
Mm. Oh God.
Yeah, there it goes.
So angry with her as well. I feel that angry grief. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So just feel it coming up. Just feel it all coming up. It's probably as low as the stomach, feeling all the way up, and as it hits the back of the eyes now.
It keeps trapping here.
Okay. Take a breath in, locate it, feel it, push it, release it. Your breath, or just feel it going up and out. You don't need it, you don't want it, release it. That's sadness.
I feel like I got trapped in my hair. Okay, that feels better. It is very powerful, that. I can see how that works now.
Mm,
If you want me to do that on you, you might have to wait a while.
that's all right. I've had a lot of kinetic shift.
I feel as well that's something I might be able to do to myself on my own a bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it's a bit like when I was before I was diagnosed, they kept telling me it was in my head, which really pissed me off.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And eventually they called it the fibromyalgia and that. And as soon as they gave it a name, it made it tangible and I could deal with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I feel that's what this um connect that's what this kinetic breathing shift thing seems to do. It makes it more tangible, doesn't it? So that you can
Shift it,
grab it and yeah,
shift it out and change it.
yeah.
So if it's like I said to you, you said it was like thick,
It's like tar.
like tar or whatever it was.
Yeah.
If you're with a client and she says that or he says that, then you say, think of it more of fluid. It's now turns soft, fluid, and release it.
I mixed water in.
Yeah, it's fine. If that's if you know
I
whatever.
literally put a little shower on in my head and stirred it up and mixed water in. That's what, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how they do it, I guess.
No, not at all. And then it's just switching it from one side of the brain to the other by if you the confusion like what the fuck, asking you to spell your name backwards, postcode backwards, telephone number backwards.
Yeah.
You're just changing it, and it's that quick. I mean, what do you
Yeah.
2 minutes, 3 minutes, and a client can feel a little bit drained after that.
I was knackered before we started. I'm really knackered now.
Yeah, you can feel a little bit like, what the hell?
Don't know why I kept getting stuck there. I do sometimes get occipital occip I can never say it. The nerve that's there, that does sometimes trap for me. So I'm wondering if that's why it got stuck there. I don't know.
Yeah, some people get a feeling of they can't shift it. And if I can't shift it for whatever reason, it's still staying there, then I say to them, look, let's just take a break from that. We'll move on. We'll come back to that. And by the time,
Physically touching it and doing that
yeah,
helped, and doing that helped me.
yeah. And some people will, and I can see some people go, oh, like I
Yeah.
almost want to push it, and you can see people going like that sometimes. I need to say,
What if the client was there and they said, I feel it's stuck here. Am I allowed to put my hand
I would say
there?
to them, I'm going to take that out. You know, if you sit forward, I'm going to pull all that out.
Yeah.
I'm
And
going
just,
to pull this out. And we often go, when we're doing it on screen, so if it was on screen, I'll say to you,
mm,
I'm going to put my hand in, I've got that now, and I will do the corkscrew out, pulling it all out,
yeah.
dumping it over there.
Okay.
Um, it's all about theatrical. It's being theatrical with it and pushing it up, pushing it out, breathing it out. I find clients like it when they breathe it out. Again, you're looking for physiological changes, physiological changes that might feel a bit hot. You might see them cry, like they get that if it's anger and they've pulled it up and it could move to sadness. Any of that, you're just releasing it, and then
Yeah.
switching it from one. But you can see how quick it can work.
I didn't expect to cry. It came in pretty quick, rapid out of nowhere.
Yeah,
It was really weird. It went from anger and sort of hurt and upset, mainly anger, to grief, but the anger of grief. Do you know what I mean? That because that is a stage of grief, is when you.
she's still with us, but she's giving you, it's made you feel like you're grieving for her. And I know what you,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm like my brother, I don't talk to my brother, but I grieved for him because as far as I'm concerned, he's no longer in my life. That's it.
yeah,
It's a type of grieving, and I think we do that with partners or husbands or, whatever. When they leave, and if you don't want to be with them anymore, you can still grieve for them. You can
yeah.
grieve for that life that you had or the good
We
time.
were never close, to be fair. But I knew I had a sister. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's the fact that I've lost a sister, even though we were never really close.
Yeah,
I still had a sister, and the thing is, like, I lost mum, lost Billy because he was cheating, and lost my sister all at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Like, literally within a few months of each other.
yeah.
So it was a lot. All right, me saying it like that makes it sound like I'm the problem. I'm not the problem.
No, but we all get like, we have times like that where things happen,
Yeah,
like, oh, like that happened, that happened, that happened. And it, I think that happens in life a lot with a lot of people. And it's nothing to do with that. I think we're just letting go of that extra sort of
yeah.
baggage that ever went on, and we're releasing it. And yeah,
To be fair, I always knew Dad died when I was young. I just turned 17 when he passed, but and I made him a promise on his deathbed to stay close with my mum and my sister. I made him a promise because he's considered me stronger than them, and more intelligent than them. And I'm not saying that's true, because I think we all have intelligence in different levels in different areas. Yeah. But that was his perception. And I promised him, he said, promise me. So I promised him. But I always knew through the whole of my life that once mum passed, my sister would go to, because I wanted her to.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We like I said, we were never close. She's not, but it doesn't matter what she's like. Do you know what I mean? Or how she was with me. I I kept my promise, because I'm a bit like that. I will keep my promises. So I kept my promise, and I knew. And the last straw on the camel back was, we were executors of the will, and the way she was treating my stepbrother and sister with regards to the estate was really, yeah, it just got a bit out of hand anyway. And it was the last straw on the camel's back, basically. And I was like, I just couldn't wait for us to finish dealing with the estate so I could say to her, I don't want you in my life anymore. I wasn't horrible with it. I
No,
just said,
you're not
this is how I feel around
my
you.
boundaries.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I've let my boundaries slide for the longest time, and I'm not doing it anymore. And you're not welcome in my life anymore.
Yeah.
you know, and it wasn't horrible. I said, I love you, you're my sister, and I wish you well in life, but I don't like you and I don't want to see, you know, it wasn't nasty. It was just,
Like that's it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, but
Um,
it felt like grief. Sorry, go
no,
on.
that's all right. So letting go of your sister, like in that way, getting rid of the grief, the anger, and then it turn into sadness. You can see how that works now.
Yeah,
Go of that colour, but because we've taken that out, we want to put in the good. So I want to do that with you.
okay.
If I was hypnotizing you and was doing something else, I might do other stuff, and then at the end do the good back in. So we
Okay.
want to add in the good. So what I want you to do now is I want you to think about the people that do love you and the people that are in your life now and what love and joy they bring to you. I want you to think about those people now.
Mhm.
Like that. What colour is that love? You put colour to it, what would it be?
I've got pink and orange.
Nah. I'm gonna pop that pink and orange in. I've just my screen's frozen. I'm going to pop that pink and that orange into your heart. I'm going to give it to you now. Pop it in now. There we go. Your heart is going to pump all of that beautiful orange and pink around the entire body. Right now, all that love, that joy, that happiness is going to go all the way through your head, all the way down through the shoulders, down to the fingertips, down through the chest, the stomach, all the way down through those legs. Every time you see the colours black, white, red, blue, green, and orange, you're going to remember that you are an amazing, confident woman. You can and will achieve anything. You're loved, you give love, you are the love. Every time you see the colours black, white, red, blue, green, and orange, you're going to remember that you are beautiful, loved, and cared for. Feel all that love, joy, and happiness now. Every time you see the colours black, white, red, blue, green, and orange, you're going to remember that you are loved. You're confident, you're strong, you've got this. All that love, that joy, that happiness, all the way through your body now. Embrace it. And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, you can just come back and open your eyes and feel brand new.
Mm. See red there. Oh,
Okay?
yeah. I need to puff on my vape. I don't know why. Can I have one puff on my
That's what you like.
is my house.
It's your house. What you like. I don't care.
I don't wish to appear rude though. Do you
No,
know
you're
what I mean?
not.
While
You're
we're in
not.
there.
Not at all. Not at all.
I feel really tired now.
Why don't we take a break?
Okay.
One have a cup of tea.
Yeah, I think a cup of tea might be in
A cup
order.
of tea, get some movement because
Hmm.
brain likes movement. And when we've done that, just that movement of the head, the body, that could just take that process and release.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's,
Okay.
well, it's 38 minutes past. So about 10 to let's 55, 7, 6:55.
6:50. All right. Yeah, because I
5 to 7.
5 to 7.
And your thing on mute, that'd be great because I'll put mine on mute. I see.
All right. See if I can see if I can work out how to do that.
I can mute you.
Oh, hang on. I think I've got it. Is that no? That's speaker. Oh,
If
hang on.
you're
I found it. There you go.
right, good. Yeah. Realise I've recorded everything.
Oh, would you?
Oh, it's unusual because normally I turn it off and then I forget to put it back on again.
Oh, it's just no graceful way of me getting on my bed. It's just like I noticed something else the other day. I had an old song come on from years ago, and I was dancing along, and I'm like, I'm out of time. When did I become out of time with the? What's going on?
You look a bit better now. You've got a bit more colour back in your face.
Yeah, I had a quick walk around the garden. Um, put the external lights on because by the time we finish, it'll be dark. And it's just started raining here, actually. Big
Oh,
blobs of rain. Yeah. Not a heavy shower, just large droplets.
yeah. Well, I can see out the window. 'Cause I've got my blinds closed, but I'm not sure if it's raining here or not. But anyway, yeah, you look a bit more like you've got your
Yeah.
colour back in the face. You'll notice things like that when you work with clients. The change in their you can sometimes see like that weight that's been lifted.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Sorry, one sec. Let me shut the door because all I can hear is my son. He's got headphones on. Bear with. Sorry. Right, watch out for the undignified plonk onto the bed. Donk.
As long as you're comfortable, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Well, it's only downstairs. It's quite open. And I love my boys, but I'd be chatting to you and all of a sudden there'd be a German Shepherd head here. Do you know what I mean? Or a Cairn Terrier looking ball of fluff would come up here. Do you know what I mean? Like they
Yeah,
do it on my readings. I bet my clients are used to it. But
yeah,
it's a bit different on a reading, but to hypnotherapy.
yeah. My dog used to, as soon as I went online, if I was at home, she would want to go out, or she'd scratch her bowl and
Yeah,
sort of bark at me. Um, it was so annoying. She just
yeah,
wanted my attention because they're just like children, aren't they? She wanted my
yeah.
attention. But yeah,
Mine will lay on the floor and not move for like an hour and a half, and then a friend will video call, and all of a sudden I'll have a toy thrown at my face from the little one, and then the big one needs a wee, and yeah, they do it all. They are like kids, and I
yeah,
love them dearly, but it's like I need to concentrate.
yeah.
So
Okay, how are you feeling?
yeah, a bit better. I got me cup of tea, had a little puff on my vape, nicked one of me Thornton chocolates. I'm good. Had a
Oh,
little walk around the garden.
yeah, surprised when you get done just in that few minutes. Just
Yeah.
movement. I had because in my office, the ladies' toilets are downstairs, so there's no toilets in my actual office.
All right.
There's about 20 offices here, so just walk downstairs and go to, and like, the kitchen's at the end of the corridor, so I have to walk down there to fill up the kettle or whatever. So yeah, it's just sometimes that little bit of walk clears the mind a little bit. Any kind of movement the brain likes because it can
Yeah.
release stuff. And I have done that with clients before. Said to them, like, especially if you're doing a phobia or something like that, or got rid of a lot of shit. Let's have a little shake. Like, have a little shake, shake that off, get rid of it,
Yeah.
and you can see it, and then sit down and relax. And that can just help release it. And by the time I've done other stuff, I might say to them, "How you feel? How do you feel about that stuff now?" Which is what I'm going to say with you. How do you feel
Mm.
back to that problem that you had in the past?
Yeah. No, it does. Yeah, it does feel like it's cleared a bit. Definitely cleared a lot. Do you know what I mean? It definitely feels that. And like you said, the tail ends will probably dissipate. It does just feel like the lining on a glass when you pour out thick liquid. Do you know what I mean? And I can feel it
Still,
going away. Yeah, but it's clearing.
yeah, and that's what happens with a lot. That I'll say to them, I will say to a client, over the next 24 hours, that'll clear, that completely,
Yeah,
that'll clear on its own, and anything else that's lingering will clear.
yeah,
And the good stuff will start to kick in, and that normally takes a couple of days.
yeah. Okay.
Um, And most people think it's coincidence until it starts to happen again and again. And they start to notice that they're a bit more confident or feeling a bit more positive.
Spoke to my friend earlier, one of my good friends, and she asked how it was going, and I said, "Oh, yeah, it's fabulous, blah blah blah," and I didn't go into too much detail because she's not feeling well today, bless her. But I said something about it, and she said, "You know, I've been hypnotized," and I kid you not, she's one of my best friends, and I would never, ever, ever have thought she'd gone to a hypnotist. Ever, ever. And I said, "What was it for?" And she said, to quit smoking a few years ago. I said, "And how did it work for you?" So she said, "Yeah, yeah." She said it was all right for a while. When I said, "You didn't go back for the refresher, the top up then?" And she went, "Oh no, I never went back." And I just went, "Oh." And that was enough from what you told me, because you said it's good to get them back in 2 to 3 weeks. How you doing? Do you need to top up or yeah,
Yeah, just get it. What's the word? Refine it. Just just make sure that you've got everything sorted.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Also, we can't make them do anything they don't want to do.
No, of course not.
There's going to be people that don't really want to give up because, or they're giving up for the wrong reasons,
Mm,
because they feel they should, because their wife wants them to, or their husband wants them to, or their
yeah,
whatever. Um, yeah, it's one of those things where you've got to be ready. And I always say, qualify your client. Always qualify a client, because if you don't, it's going to.
see if they're in the right place to actually approach it.
Well, I think if they're successful, then you are.
Mm,
So it's important that you get that they're ready, um, because then they'll tell their friends and they'll say, "I stopped smoking because I went to see a hypnotist."
yeah,
And other people go, "Oh, that trust already comes in," and it's like,
yeah,
work for you, especially if they know that person quite well. They'll be like, "Bloody hell, if you've given up smoking in one session, then I'd like to do that." And then they go, "Right, great, here's a number." Um,
yeah,
some people won't talk about having hypnotherapy because they won't want people to know, especially if it's quite personal,
mm,
or they don't want to, they want it to remain confidential. They don't want to say to people, I've got a problem with X, Y, and Z." Um, but you know,
I think some people are a lot more open about saying, like, just saying the word therapy. Do you know what I mean? I think people are a lot, and it doesn't matter whether that's hypnotherapy, talking therapy. I think,
yeah, I think we're getting more and more like the Americans accepting it.
mm,
I've had American clients, and they don't. They're like, I want to have it done. I want to have hypnotherapy with you. And then they go, "I've already paid you. I'll see you next week." They're very much like, there's no qualms. It's just, yeah, done, in, go.
yeah.
So much like that. And we are getting better as a nation. I think people are starting to recognise not so much the old school. They're a bit like, you mention mental health and they think it's an insult.
Yeah.
Um, but it's making people understand it's not. It's we've all got some sort of mental health
I
issue.
think as well, I mean, I was dad was silent generation, mum was a boomer, I'm Gen X, early Gen X. And I think I remember being raised as in girls are seen and not heard. And, you don't make a scene, you don't all of them things. That's how, we were right. And I don't blame my parents, but I think it's quite detrimental to
Oh, massive.
encourage your children to push their emotions down like they don't mean anything.
Yeah, and I was brought up the same. It was, keep calm, carry on. And
Yeah.
when I wanted to leave my husband, I said to my mum, "I'm going to leave." Like, me and my husband were splitting up, and she was like, "I don't know what your problem is. He doesn't beat you, and he doesn't go in the pub every night. So what's your problem?" "I don't love him anymore, and I don't want to be with him. I can't see.
Yeah.
He's an alcoholic, or in the making.
Mm,
I don't want to be with him for the next 20, 30 years or whatever it is."
yeah.
She was just a bit like, "That's so stupid. shut up and put up.
Yeah. But I sometimes wonder if it's because they had to. They,
Absolutely.
yeah. If I had to suffer, you got to suffer. But I don't think they mean it directly like that. But
That's the way they look at that. I think that's
yeah,
exactly how my mum
yeah,
thinks it. If we suffered, so should you. And also, I was brought up to think like you're just going to marry an accountant or a banker, and you won't need to work, so don't worry about it.
mm,
Very much like, well, you're getting
yeah.
after. Um,
And I never wanted to be dependent on a man, never.
no, but I was brought up to be like, you you'll work for a while, but you'll get married and have kids, and then that'll be it. You won't.
Yeah.
My mum's never really worked, but yeah, it's just old-fashioned ways. And I've even got
Mm,
friends that are sort of my age and maybe a bit older. That one particular friend of mine, male friend, and I've spoke to him about mental health, and he's been very ill recently. And I said, well, that does affect you. And he was like, no, 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 the ego come in. It was like, no, no, I don't suffer with mental health. Really?
mm,
Yes, you fucking do. So, but it's his belief. And I think we have to, as hypnotists, we have to remember that what they believe in is their belief. We have to accept that
yeah.
and go with that.
I think a lot of people growing up, if you had, like you said, when we were younger, I think I'm older than you, aren't I?
I don't know.
I'm nearly 57.
I'm 57.
Oh, okay. So we're the same. Yeah. So um I think it was if you mentioned mental health, you were given this image of what they used to call the village idiot,
Yeah,
weren't you? Yeah, and I've said to people
that's a good way
before,
of
like
putting it, actually.
I've said to people before, like with mental health, it is actually a thing. We call it mental health because it's about the brain, but it is actually a physical thing. Your neurons are misfiring or they're not communicating properly. The synapses are not communicating. It's actually a physical thing. So stop looking at it like someone is the village idiot or they're less intelligent or they're not strong or whatever, because it is
They're weak.
actually, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
someone's weak because they're suffering with their mental health. Um, or, if you've had a trauma, it's very much keep calm, carry on,
Yeah,
shut up, you'll be all right, get on with it.
yeah,
Kind of attitude is, or pull yourself together. Um,
yeah.
and I can even remember a couple of years ago, a friend of mine got diagnosed with cancer, and I was really upset about it because he was
Oh,
told he only had a few years to live, a few months to live. And I can remember crying, really, like, really being upset about it. Because I'd had the phone, I'd spoke to him in the morning, and it was a bit like, this is the last time I'll probably speak to you.
mm,
Um, and this was only a few years ago. And I went to my sister's for lunch or whatever. And my dad was a bit like, well, just stop all this crying now. Just stop all the crying. Just stop the crying. That's it. That's enough. And I was like, I'm upset. Yeah, well, it's about time you've had to cry. That's it. Stop now. And I was like, I can't just turn that off.
no.
And it was really weird, and the way that, well, both my parents were like it. And I was like, right, yeah, we've had a cry. Come on, pull yourself together.
Did you not ever get the if you keep crying, I'll give you something to cry about?
Oh God, yeah,
That was such a line, wasn't it?
yeah. One said it. I can remember my mum saying it all the bloody time.
Yeah.
That's that generation,
Mm,
and even with the Gen X, because of the way you've been brought up, it can be very similar. So it's kind of like accepting that. Whereas my sons and the generations below them will be even a bit more like, no, it's okay to accept that you've got mental health issues because you've gone through whatever and that you need help. And that's okay because I see it as it makes you a stronger person,
yes.
and you can get rid of that and you can put in some confidence and feeling more positive. And why wouldn't we?
Yeah, to admit your vulnerability. It took me many, many decades to learn there is strength in admitting your vulnerabilities. Took me decades to learn that.
Yeah, took
Yeah.
me the same years. But
Mm.
once you admit it that you need help, that's hard. And it's the same with most of my clients. They can sometimes walk in, and as soon as they walk in, that you can see them that relief, and they suddenly start. They just burst into tears. It's
Well,
almost
it's like they hand it to you. It's your problem to sort for me now,
yeah.
sort of.
And
Yeah.
also, when someone rings up, someone might phone me, and they feel embarrassed, awkward. There's shame with it, and they might say to me, "I've got this issue," or they might just text me and say, "I've got an issue that I want to sort out," and I go, "Well, what is the issue?" And it's like they can't bring themselves to even say it. But then
Get
once
stuck there.
yeah, it gets stuck, and it's like, but once they tell me, and they go, "I've never told anyone that before." I go, okay, well done, like you've said it now, and
Mm.
you can almost hear the relief in their voice.
Yeah.
I go, oh, I feel like a weight's been lifted just by saying it out loud. That I've acknowledged that issue, and I need to get some help with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
But your emotional detox, back to work, your emotional
yes.
detox is key because with emotional detox, you don't have to, unlike talking therapy, they don't have to go through it, they don't have to describe the issue. And that works really well for people that have been abused, sexually assaulted, um, raped, anything like that. They don't have to go through and they don't have to talk about what happened.
Mm.
We don't need to see, we don't need to know.
Yeah.
Even if they've got an image and they want to release the image, I'll do image release with you now actually.
Okay.
When we release an image, it's really, really powerful. And I've done it live on a podcast recently um, for a guy. I had an image of his granddad that was on his deathbed, but we got rid of it. And it's NLP. So and we're not in hypnosis for it. So can I have you got any images that you don't like and you want to get rid of?
Um, Nothing's coming to mind, if I'm honest.
That doesn't matter. So what we do with an image is we get the client to think about that image and get it up as if it's in front of them.
Okay.
And that image could be anything. So, like it could be car accident. I've had someone who had it where it was my dad actually, he found someone hung and he couldn't get rid of it. He'd had it for about a year. And we was in the garden chatting. And he said, oh, every time I think about um, the man, had obviously no one had heard, his family hadn't heard from him. And my dad had keys to the flat. My dad opened the key and saw him hanging as he opened the door,
Mm.
shut the door quickly, pushed his brother out the way, the man's brother. But he said, all I can see, he said, never, it was haunting him. So that's PTSD. It was haunting him, kept coming back all the time. He said, for months, every time I close my eyes, I see that image. So what we do is we take that image. Now, if the image is in black and white or color, we ask them that. Is the image black and white or color? If it's color, can you make it black and white? Wait for the client to nod that they've made it black and white. We then ask them to shrink it down. I normally say as if it was on your iPad and you shrink the picture down, you make it really small, and you make it no bigger than your thumbnail because you're giving them an indication of size of making it really small.
Sorry, is this under hypnosis?
No, they don't have to be
No.
in hypnosis, but they can be. If they're in
Okay.
hypnosis, that's fine. If they're not, that's fine as well. I've done it over the phone.
Okay.
Then you say to them, make that image really, really small so it's no bigger than your thumbnail. And then I want you to spin the image and I want you to spin it fast and you spin it away from you. So if it was a wheel, it'd be rolling away from you. Not the way the sun comes up, but the way the sun goes down. You're spinning it away. You spin it fast and you spin it off into the distance. You then set light to it. Set light to it or chuck it on a bonfire, watch it burn, get rid of it. That's it. Take a breath in, exhale out. Can you get that image up again? Most will say no, can't get that image up. Some will say yes, I can, but it's not as strong as it was. Then you repeat the process. There is another way that we can do it where we push the image away and you see it in the distance. And then I say, I'm going to count to 5. And when I get to 5, I'm going to clap my hands. When I clap my hands, everything in the world that you love is going to come around that image, like all of the oceans, all of the trees, everything, all the beautiful things in the world, and all of the wonderful people that you know are going to come around that image. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's happening with that image now? It then becomes insignificant.
Mm.
All the things around them that they love, joy. It's like almost like a dog shit in the middle of the pretty flowers. It's like that. You see what I mean? And it
Yeah.
do. So getting rid of images, we will do more about image releasing, but image releasing is really, really powerful. And we can do that with like a trauma that's happened. So it's quite a common one for people to see someone that's died and they can't get rid of that image. That's how they remember them in the hospice or whatever. Well, we don't want that. You know, if you want to get rid of that, get rid of it. You can replace it with a good image if that's what they want to do. But getting rid of it can make them feel, you know, it's just not haunting them anymore.
Yeah.
And if you think about chocolate cake now in colour, or if you think about chocolate cake with like maybe cream drizzled over it,
Mm-hmm.
a big lump of chocolate cake, yeah? Are you seeing
Mm-hmm.
the colour?
Yeah, yeah, I'm seeing it in colour.
Now change it to black and white. Less appealing, right?
Yeah.
Right. And if you really shrink it down and make it really, really small,
I
so,
could cry.
yeah, you're like, I don't fucking want that.
Give me back my cake.
See what I mean? So
Yeah.
you're changing the way that it's got not as much appeal when it's in black and white.
Yeah.
And the same will happen with the thing. And then if you set light to it and let it go, your mind doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. So when you set
Mm.
light to it and it's gone, it's like, oh, well, that's that gone.
Yeah.
Okay. So we do that with images. That's NLP. Again, no hypnosis necessary. We're releasing that image. We will come on to stuff like that as we do more NLP.
So how much of the entire course is best done under hypnosis and others is just
Most is hypnosis. And
okay.
most of it, you can do kinetic shift in hypnosis. That's
Hmm.
fine. In fact, most of the time I would do it in hypnosis. Um, you can do the image release, which is NLP. You can do that in hypnosis. That's no problem. Um, everything we do is hypnosis. Some of the language will be NLP. Some of the stuff that we do for phobia release is NLP. But again, you do it in hypnosis. I think it works better if they're in
Okay.
that state where they're in using their imagination, which is all
Yeah.
hypnosis.
But some of it you can do out. So okay.
So if you was, you might have done a lot of hypnosis, but they still feel that anger is there, or they might say, "Oh, now I think about that issue that happened, I can still see that bad image. Okay, let's release it now. Should we release it?
Mm.
So before hypnosis, after hypnosis, during hypnosis, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Uh,
Again, client led sort of.
yeah, because
Yeah.
if your client comes in and the first thing they say is like, "Oh my god, I've got this terrible image," or it haunts me. It keeps coming back to me. I keep seeing the picture of the car accident or a picture of that person that's passed over or whatever. And then always ask, do you want to get rid of that image? Yeah,
Mm.
let's do that then. It'll take about a minute. Get rid of it.
Because I'm just thinking, like, sometimes you can be out with your friends or something and something happens, or like, like sometimes I've been out with my girlfriends and they've spotted someone and it's brought up bad feelings from where we're at. And so it's quite handy to know I could go, well, hang on, I can shift that for you what here and now. What you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you can. If you was like I said, if you was out and you could kind of connect, shift it out. But it could leave them feeling a bit drained and they could get a little bit upset. So
Okay.
you might want to say to them that you can release that, and I can do that for you. But you might feel a bit shitty afterwards. You might feel a bit drained and a bit like or upset.
Yeah.
So just be wary of that and let them know
Yeah.
it could lead to more stuff coming up. Um, but it can work well. It can work well if you're chatting to someone and they're in your they're in your office and you sort of say to them, you've got that feeling. You'll see it. You'll see it when you're talking to someone and they go, oh, when I think about like with you, it's like, oh, I want to think about my sister and I've got that grief, where people touch, go, oh, when I think about that,
Yeah.
my stomach turns. Or when I think about that panic attack, my stomach drops and stomach hurts. Okay, sure, let's shift that out.
Yeah.
Because they've already spiked the emotion. Does that make sense?
Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. It's funny. It's fascinating to me that the mind. I mean, obviously, I know the mind does that to the body, but it's fascinating that that the mind has the power to do that to the body. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
You
crazy.
know, yeah.
This is what the mind, if the mind, what they say, if the mind believes, the body will achieve.
Mm.
There's a book called The Body Keeps the Score. I'm just looking for it. I've got it over on my bookstand over there. I can't think of the bloody author's name, but the body keeps the score. And they say like whatever's gone on in your life, the body will hold on to that emotion.
I'm trying to find a pen because I did find a pen and I bet I've taken it back downstairs because I was going to write that down. Oh, ta-da!
Google it. It's Van Coil or something like that. I can't remember his bloody name, but
Actually, yeah, I'll put it in notes on my phone.
body keeps the score about how the body obviously keeps the score throughout what goes on, in our life. Um, it'll keep hold on to it, and it's releasing that.
Body keeps the score.
It's a really well-known book.
There we go. I did put that back up there.
So, okay, so far, let's just recap. So we've got induction, your pre-talk, your induction, your deepener, emotional detox, where you get rid of your shit,
Which is the light one.
light, getting release, and obviously then you can go on and do control room. Um, you can do revisit that event, um, kinetic shifting, energy shifting out. All
But
right.
you can do them in any sort of order depending how the clients. So
Um,
so when you do a hypnotherapy session, it's never really just one thing. It's normally a few different, you pull in a few different things to tailor what, right, okay.
yeah.
Okay. What's the kind of most that you've ever done in like a session? You know, like we got the bench, we got the future pathway, we got the
It depends on the client and how, like some clients will work quicker than others.
hmm.
People have a very fast brain, and you'll say to them, "Have you done that?" And they'll be like, "Yeah," almost straight away. And some people can be a little bit, you'll think they're resisting. They're not, they haven't let go. You'll get to know and you'll be thinking, actually, I'm going to do the bench because I think there's something there. So you can release that. There's going to be times where um, it really depends on what they're coming for. So if they're coming for, say, not smoke, give up smoking or cocaine or something like that, it's quite a strong habit. You'll want to do quite a lot of work with them, and you normally charge appropriately for it. You're looking at 350 quid to quit smoking. You're going to want to make sure that you've done as much as you can in that session to eliminate every sort of angle, if you like.
I'm guessing that's like a 2-3 hour session, could be.
Our session normally about 2 hours.
Do you take a break during that?
No,
No.
just
Okay.
keep their fucking ass. So you will get that. But I spend a lot of time with my clients anyway. If I
Mm.
was working with a child, I wouldn't do as much, and you don't need to. They tend to work really fast. And I see children, I have seen as young as 8. I don't like seeing 8-year-olds, but 11, 12 is about the age that's okay. And also because when we're working with children is they don't always fully understand their emotions. They're not mature enough. They know
Mm.
that something's not right, but they can't quite work out what it is or why they're feeling the way that they're feeling. So that's why emotional detox works well with them. Kinetic shift works well with them because they're already in play. They're already in using their imagination. So
Mm.
that's what we're doing is
With children, I'm assuming you have to be like CBD checked.
yeah, you can be. I am,
Mm.
but I'll be honest
And
with
parents have to sign
you,
something, I'm assuming.
parents don't give a shit if as long as they
Oh
know
wow.
that you've helped someone else, then
Yeah.
like I've never ever been asked for DBS.
Okay. But do you get the parents to sign
Like
something for permission to work on the kid?
no, because I say to them, if you want to, if their child is under the age of 16, the parent stays in the room.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If the parent, if it's on Zoom, then it'll be recorded anyway.
Yeah.
Um, so, and I say to the parent, if you want to leave, you can leave. Like when I've seen kids 12, 13, I've got quite a few kids on Zoom. Um, I'll say to them, it will be recorded. You can have the recording if you want. It's for my safety and for their safety.
Yeah.
If they come into the office and we have a chat first, and we do the pre-talk and have a bit of a chat, I might give the child the option. I might say to the mum, they might say to me before they've come in, they might prefer me to leave. And I say, as long as you're happy with that, that's fine.
Yeah.
You can leave. Or I might say to them, I'm going to give you the option. I will say to the child, especially if they're a teenager, this is the point where we kick mum out. If you want to kick mum out, we can kick her out now. She can come back in an hour or so.
Mm.
And if you want to stay, I don't care if you sit on a lap. I don't care if you hold hands. That doesn't,
Mm.
if you want to stay. And sometimes the child will say, no, I want them out. I want to be on my own. And sometimes a child will say, no, I want my mum to stay.
Mm.
The younger children, normally under the age of 13, will say, I want mum to stay. And I feel happier with that. But teenagers might say, no, I want my mum to go.
I just thought there might be a legal thing because tarot reading, I legally can't read for anyone under the age of 18 unless I have written permission from their parent or guardian. That's
Yeah.
legal, that's law.
But in
Yeah.
hypnosis,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. As long as you've got permission I couldn't see a child under the age of 18 without a parent. As
Mm.
I'm in with a parent and the parent's booked it and they come in and we talk and we chat and then the parent, is there and present. If the parent then goes out and I do all the hypnosis, then we do the hypnosis. Some hypnotists will like record it for their own safety. If it's on Zoom, it's recorded anyway. But
Yeah.
that's up to you. But to be honest, most parents that I've worked with, it's not they don't care. It's more of a fact that they trust you.
Yeah.
Either you've seen one of their friends' parents, or they know that the child is, is going to say if there's an issue.
Yeah.
If it's really a delicate matter, then I would insist on the client, the parent staying. If I thought that the child needed a support of a parent, then I would say I think you should stay. And most parents would know that anyway. They'd be like,
Mm.
no, I'm going to stay. Um, yeah, depending on what's going on.
I just want, I mean, it's good to know, but I did ponder if there was a legality. But
No,
no. Oh, okay.
no.
Mm.
You can get them to sign a disclaimer if you want to, or a contract to say that you're going to be left with the child for that hour. But I'm pretty straightforward. You know what I mean? I'm a bit like, if you want to stay, most parents will trust you
Mm.
once they've come in and they've had a chat.
Yeah, but they're there for the chat or the phone call or the yeah. So they
No one comes in and drops the kid off and goes, right, see you later, and walks off. They come
mm,
in, they have and I say to them, you'll come in, we'll have half hour, getting to know what's going on, tell you what's going on, and then once the child is settled, if you want to, if the parent wants to leave, if not, the parent can stay. I've even had kids that have come in with both parents, and and one parent's gone, well, I'm going to go, you stay, or whatever. It's there's never, I've never had a trust issue.
okay, cool.
It's always been like, yeah, we're fine with that. Most parents, like I said, most parents are desperate. Do you know what I mean? They come,
Yeah,
they come to you because they've normally been recommended. I normally go on the recommendation, from recommendation. If you see one child, you normally see others. Because once, it sounds awful, but once you see, it's like keeping up with the Joneses. Well, if so and so's daughter's having hypnotherapy, I want my daughter to have hypnotherapy.
yeah.
I get that really a lot. I get it with phobias a lot, and I get it with kids. If you've helped so and so's kid, then you can help mine.
Okay.
Working with children, some hypnotists don't like working with children. That's fair enough.
Mm.
That's your choice, obviously. I don't mind it. I don't. I tend you can work quick with kids and get a lot done. And the good thing is they don't have to go into detail about how they're feeling.
Yeah. And do you have a different price for kids to adults?
Charge as much because I normally say to them, come in, we'll do an hour, go, and then you come back, and we'll see. So to you might need a couple of sessions, but depends on how we get on,
Yeah.
what happens. But kids
Like
are,
you said, kids are normally more sponge-like, and aren't they? To
yeah, and if also because when I speak to a parent, I will say to the parent, if you tell Teddy or whatever his name is, you're going to see this woman and she's going to help you and she's going to get rid of your needle phobia. The child accepts that from the parent.
yeah,
So the parent has already done all the work.
yeah,
Whereas an adult comes in, they're skeptical, they're like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to get it done anyway. Whereas a child comes in and a parent's already said, when you go and see this hypnotist, she's going to get rid of that problem for you and make
yeah,
you confident and more positive. The work's done. It's a green light. It's like
yeah.
brilliant.
You're already trusted, aren't you? You're already trusted.
Child already trusts you because the parent trusts you. And if mum says or dad says this person's going to get rid of it, it's done, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's like
yeah,
they turn up and they go, right, what do I need to do? And I say to them, I know this is weird for you, but the quicker we get this done, the better. Because you don't want to be here, surely. And they sort of look as if to say, no, I don't want to be here, but my mum's made me. And I
you want
go,
to be on your PlayStation or something?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So as long as, and I talk to them like they're adults.
Mm.
I don't pussyfoot about. I'm straight talking. And I sometimes say to them, yeah, my sons do this or my sons do that. I might relate that I've got, well, they're adults, but I don't say,
Mm.
um, I've got sons that, do this or do that or whatever. And then they're a bit like, oh, you're normal, if you like. Like, oh, she's a mum as well. Well, that makes it easier.
Yeah, kids only normally see one title, don't they?
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
might not make as many notes with a child because I think that can be a bit off-putting, and it can give them a bit of a white coat syndrome. They feel like you're
yeah,
it's very serious when we're writing down notes. So I try not to. I say try because try means to fail. I might write a couple of things down so I don't want to forget, and I might make notes after they've gone. But I will try to make it the conversation flowing, just chit chat. You know.
mind you, if you're recording it, it's not like you can't go back and make the notes afterwards,
Oh
is
yeah,
it really?
I mean, you
Yeah,
probably once you've done it, you'll remember what you've done. Or while they're coming out of hypnosis, I might write down a couple of bits. Or I might say to them, I'm just going to remind myself that I've done this with you. But generally, I try to keep it light-hearted. I sort of say to them, like, what do you like to do? What's your favourite subject? Or, you've got any brothers or sisters? Just that chit chat. I'm like,
Yeah.
have you got any pets? Or, I normally have a bit of a joke with it. Oh, you got a brother. Oh, what's it like having a younger brother? Is he really annoying? And I go, yeah. Or,
Yeah.
like, no, I really love my brother. Oh, really? But that kind of being on their wavelength,
Mm.
understanding. Or I might say to them, so like they might say to me, oh, I don't like maths. Maths is my worst subject or whatever. And you go, oh yeah, same here. So I might say to them, if you imagine on a pre-talk, excuse me, I might say to them, you know what it's like when you're sitting in maths and you're looking out the window thinking, I wish I was playing football. And they'd be like, yeah. Go, that's what it's like in hypnosis. As if I'm guiding you through that daydream to go and play football. And they're like, oh, okay, that's cool. Or if you're
Yeah.
on an Xbox and you're in that game and you're playing that game and you're winning at that game, it's a bit like that. You'll come off, you'll do the hypnosis and you're kind of in a game. So as long as you, sorry, I've got these things that are popping up. As long as they're finding you relatable, then that makes it's back same as an adult. They trust you.
Yeah.
You're saying, oh, um, like I might tell them, like one of my sons is a tattoo artist, so I might say to him, my son's a tattoo artist, and oh my god, especially if I can see they're a bit nervous, I might say, oh yeah, my son came home the other week, and my son was tattooing my other son, and he fainted, and then they're like, oh my god, so they might find that funny. You might say something
Yeah.
light-hearted. If they're an adult, if they're kind of a teenager, they're kind of looking at us more like teacher or authority. Well, we don't want
Mm.
it to be like that. We want it to be a little bit more like they've come to see their mum's mate for some help. That's how I work. And I get the most from them. And I might say the odd sort of like, it's all right, I'm going to help you get rid of your shit. Or that makes you feel really shit, doesn't it? And if I
And
said
they go, oh, what are
bad
you
language,
sure? Yeah.
you can see them suddenly sort of smile and relax.
Yeah.
The chances are they've probably heard their parents swear
Yeah.
like that. I'm not using bloody really bad language, but just sort of saying, especially if it's a teenager and they're sort of like 14, 15 years old, then you go, yeah, it's shit in it. I might say to them, well, it's a bit shit in it.
Yeah.
And then you can see the release. Like it's almost like,
Well,
geez,
they spend teenagers, especially like once they're at secondary school, they spend hours and hours, week after week, being spoke at rather than, yeah,
and when we talk on their kind of level, when like not like a child, not like another child, because obviously I'm not a teenage kid.
mm,
I would never call them a teenage kid. I would always say, um, I would treat talk to them like an adult.
yeah,
They then I then gain their respect because I'm treating them, and by swearing whilst I'm not effing and jeffing all the time, but like I said, oh that must be a bit shit to feel like that. We're going to get rid of some of your shit.
yeah,
That makes them a bit more relaxed and they smile because suddenly you're talking to a teacher would never speak to them like that,
no,
or a doctor, or whoever wouldn't say that. But we're not. We're trying to gain their trust. We're trying to go.
mm,
This is going to be all right. We're trying to make them feel a bit more relaxed. So by talking to them in that manner, you'll see it. If you ever
yeah.
practice, you'll see them go like,
I do get it. It's when I do my tarot readings, sometimes people come in and they're nervous.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And so I just chat. I won't chat about the reading or
that
anything
no,
like that. Yeah, but I might because obviously I can't because otherwise their reading is no good. But I might share a little something about myself, Do you know what I mean? Like, and it might be something really, really random, like if they're the same age as me, I might say to them, look, not being personal, but how are you getting on with your menopause? Because I got out of bed this morning and ricocheted off the bloody door frame. Do you see
And
what I
just
mean?
saying that, it throws a what's the word? Oh, it's just come to me. It makes them suddenly go, relax. If you
Yeah,
no, it's okay.
yeah,
It makes you feel like if you went into your doctor's and you was having surgery and he said, "Oh bloody hell," like, made a bit of a joke about something, you would relax more. So
yeah.
I'm not saying we're doctors by no stretch of the imagination, but just having that, like you've just said, having that little conversation about bloody hell, like the menopause is driving me mad at the moment, or I might say to them, I've had like the burly big geezer coming in, a builder or whatever, and he's coming for cocaine addiction, and I'll say to him, and I can see he's really nervous and
Mm.
feels good and really doesn't want to be with me, and I'll say to him, "You shitting yourself." Normally go, "Yeah, I am actually."
Yeah,
I go, "Yeah, that's good. That'd be all right. You'd be fine." And then by the time we've had
yeah,
a chat, and the same with men, I might say to them, uh, I might say, "Oh, yeah, fuck that. We'll fuck that off. We'll fuck that fucking cocaine off." Or might swear like that. And
mm.
then you'll see them, you're speaking
Yeah,
language, your normal, I accept that, you'll see them just change. And that's what we're going for. Equally, if it was like, I think we said this yesterday, if there's the the woman who's the priest's wife or vicar's wife or whatever, we're not going to be speaking like that to her, but we're going to be,
no,
because she might be horrified if I said, "Oh yeah, that can fuck off." She'd be like, "Oh," but
yeah,
most people will be okay with that and
yeah.
feel
It's human. It's human. Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
So
Mm.
it's reacting to the client to make them relaxed. All right. So,
Yep.
any questions about what we've done with Connect Shift?
No, I think what I need to do is read through it. I think what I'm going to do during the week, and I'll report back, is like I said, I'm going to read through it again. Then I'm going to make up a hypothetical client,
Yeah.
right? And I'm gonna do my my pre-talk, my induction, and my deep but I'm gonna um write down what I plan to do with them. Do you know what I mean? And then I'll go over that with you if that's all right. Is that okay to do it that way?
You've still got a lot of things that you can do. So at
Yeah.
this stage, I wouldn't worry about having a hypothetical client. It's just look reading the technique and understanding the techniques, because there'll come a point where I'll say to you, right, you need to now go and practice that,
Okay.
and that's where you'll be. But at the moment, you're jumping ahead of the game, and you're not. We want to be able to like look at that and just understand it. Just understand, like read through it and understand it, so that you
Okay.
can, and the language that you're using. Get that underway at the moment, and then start thinking about how you would do it. We'll come to that. We'll get to that
Okay.
point. I'll say to you, right, you now know how to get someone in, do certain protocols, and bring them back out safely. If you start complicating it with, "Oh, I've got a person that's come in and they've got fibromyalgia and they've got this and they've got that and they've got trauma," I think it's too much to take on board at this stage. Just get through your head how you want your pre-talk, what you want to say on your pre-talk.
Right,
Do
let me
that.
write this down because I will overrun with myself.
Yeah,
I'm like that. So let me write down what my homework
you're,
is.
you're jumping weeks ahead when it's all too much. Do you know what I
I'm
mean?
going to put it in my phone because I don't want to write on the back of the things.
We
Right.
can only
So
take on, we know that we can only take on X amount of uh, information at any one time. So
right. So I'm working on
from now
pre-talk.
and September, from now until Sunday, I want you to get your pre-talk up and running, so you know it off pat, so you know exactly what you're going to say to the client. Your pre-talk, Practice your induction on someone.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter who it is, just take them into hypnosis with magnetic fingers. Say that they're feeling great, feeling amazing. Take them deeper, put in the good connection, put in
So you do the deepness as well, yeah?
the deepener. So you can do your pre-talk, your magnetic fingers,
Yeah.
deepener, and then you're going to make a couple of nice suggestions, just some nice things. Don't take anything out. Don't don't do anything like that because you're not. I don't think quite at that stage yet. Just get those things done and then bring them back out of hypnosis, feeling calm, feeling relaxed, and feeling brand new. That's all I want you to concentrate on for now.
Sorry, I'm still. I only type with one finger. It takes me forever. Put good suggestions in.
Right.
Good.
You're feeling positive, calm, confident. You remember you are amazing. Whatever you want to say, but just nice positive ones. Don't take stuff out or play about too much with that. Once you start to learn more, then you'll start to understand more about putting in the good stuff. We haven't got that far yet.
Okay. So I've put working on point talks, so I know it off pat. Practice induction, magnetic fingers, deepeners, which I've definitely spelt wrong. Put good suggestions in, positive, calm, confident, etc., and then bring them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm practicing on this week.
Let's do for
And
now.
work,
Because
and
once
work
we
for
start
Sunday.
working with other stuff, then we can start moving
I-
forward.
I've got to open this window because now that rain's passed, it's got stuffy. I just,
Yeah.
sorry,
No,
just
no, that's all right. That's all right.
this house is so much warmer than my because this is semi-detached.
Mm,
And there's a lady that lives next door and she's like in her 80s and I think she's still got her heating on.
yeah.
So this house is like,
Just, yeah, your house warmer.
yeah, because I was detached, completely detached before. You know, every room had two external walls, minimum of two external walls. So this house feels nice and warm. Hopefully it'll save me money in the winter.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah. Right, okay.
Once we've done, so at the moment we're got module one, module two, and module three.
Yes.
And module four is going to be weight loss, releasing the weight. And we'll
Okay.
do a protocol for that. But you will do the other things that we've already done. We'll come into that. And it will all start to make more sense.
Okay.
The most important thing is to get your pre-talk and stuff like that. Right. So, do you want to take me into hypnosis and do the bench?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we could do that. So you don't need deepeners, do you?
So,
Let me go through it. Let me just read it again.
let's say that you've done the pre-talk. Going to take me into hypnosis. We'll just do a deep breath and take me into hypnosis. I'll go into hypnosis, no problem. Going to go for a walk in nature. Going to find a bench, sit on the bench and talk to someone, whoever comes in from the past, the present, or passed over.
And is that what I say? Past, present, passed over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone who's no longer with us. I normally make it a bit clear. Someone who's no longer with us. Someone, maybe you've got something to say to them, or maybe they've got something to say to you.
Can I say no longer with but the reason I wanted to, so there is a question I had about the bench. Because you said past, present, or future. Does it have to be so it can be someone who's still alive but they're estranged from?
Yeah, it could be anyone. It could be
Okay.
anyone at all. Just
Okay.
allow that person, maybe, and I always put in maybe you've got something to say to them, or maybe they've got something to say to you.
Okay.
Go ahead. Don't, but I always say don't force it. If they don't come in, it's not a problem.
Oh, okay. So that right. So suggest the bench, suggest someone from past, present, or future, but also say, oh, right. Because sorry, you've thrown me because I never thought that like, so for example, I wanted to speak to my dad who's passed. I never thought that the person who you're hypnotizing could get to the bench and then their dad not show up.
Yeah, that sometimes happens.
So what do you do with that?
Move on. If
Just
it
move on.
comes in, just go to him. That's okay because we're going to go in another way and let it go. Like they might not feel like they want to talk to that person. They might feel like they're going to get upset and they don't want to get upset about that person, or they just can't bring anyone in.
So do you take them away from the bench then and then?
We're going to move on. Are you okay to move on? And they'll be like, yeah, okay. Otherwise, they're getting too stressed about it
Okay.
and they're forcing it. Don't force it. Don't, that's what we're saying. It's all right. No one comes to sit with you. That's absolutely fine. We'll move on.
So is that the sort of time where you might say to them, how is this making you feel? And then maybe do the kinetic thing with them if it made them feel a little bit
You can do, but
that
most
no
of
one
the
came.
time they'll let that. You'll see them if it's someone that's passed over, which most of the time it will be.
Hmm.
And they might cry. Just let them cry
Okay.
because they're just that's all coming up to the surface and letting it go anyway. So that's enough.
Okay.
So all they're doing is releasing that, and it could be joy. It could you don't want to start connect shifting that out because it could be a joyful cry.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Don't start taking shit out when there's not shit there. So they could
Okay.
be crying because it could be like I had a client whose son had died. He committed suicide.
Oh,
She's a hypnotist actually. She's a friend of mine, and she went and had a chat with her son, and she said like I didn't want to leave, but she was crying because she was like, I don't want to say goodbye to him, but I know I've got to. But I feel better that I said the things that I had to say to him.
okay.
Yeah, there's sometimes a family member could come in and go, and this is common. They might come in and go, look, you've got this. You're going to give up smoking. You don't want to end up like me. Give up smoking. Um, you've got it. You're going to do it. You're going to be all right. They might come in and say nothing. That happens as well, where like a grandmother might come in or a friend that's passed over, and they might come in and go like, just give them a hug or say like, you're going to be all right.
Okay.
If they're upset by that, it could be, oh, I'm upset because I've seen them. I'm so pleased they came in. Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't want to start interfering with that. We just want them to, if they cry and they get upset, let them.
Okay.
And then when they come out, they might go, oh my God, it was so lovely. My mum came in. I told her, she told me that everything was going to be all right to go forward and, you're making the right decisions or whatever. That's what we're doing is just letting them have that chat and it could be emotional.
Okay. So I'll take you. I'll probably just say then, I just want to go over it with you before I do it with you because I don't want to be halfway through it and get flustered. So,
She's working with me, so I'll know if you're getting flustered and
yeah,
just
okay.
take your time. So all you're doing is taking me into hypnosis. I'm going to go for a walk in nature. Keep it ambiguous. Don't make
Yeah.
it beach or man in or whatever.
Walk in nature, see a bench.
Up ahead, you'll see a bench. I want you to head towards the bench, sit on the bench. Let me know when you're on the bench,
Okay.
take in the view, see what you see, hear what you hear, feel what you feel. When we say to someone, see what you see,
I've got to write that on there. So,
feel, hear what you hear, you're leaving it up to them. Because they
because
might
that's a good line. See what you see,
see,
hear.
hear what you hear, feel what you feel. They may be feeling the sun on their face. They may be seeing the sea. They may be seeing the snowy mountain. They may be seeing trees. We don't know. So keep it ambiguous. See what you see, hear what you hear. They might be hearing the birds singing. They might be hearing the shore, the waves, the sea coming up. We don't know. So keep it open. See what you see, hear what you hear, feel what you feel. You might feel cold. There might be up bloody mountain and it's snowing. Right? I've actually had a client like that who said to me, I was in the mountains. I love being in the mountains. It's like, oh, okay, cool. It's you.
Mm.
And then allow that person to come in. That person's going to come in and have a chat with you. I don't know who that person is. It could be someone from the past. It could be someone from who's passed over, or someone who's in your current life. Maybe, using the word maybe they've got something to say. Maybe they haven't, but that person's going to come in and they're going to have a chat with you or listen to what they have to say.
Like I say, that person will come join you on the bench.
Yeah.
Join you on the bench. Sorry, sometimes I just feel a bit better if I've got a bit of a, if I write it down, sometimes it sticks a bit better in the head.
Yeah.
That person, I mean, join you.
Once you start, if you think of it logically, it's like a story, isn't it? You're going to take them into nature. They're going to sit on the bench. Someone's going to come in. It's all very logical. Person's going to come in. Someone from the past, someone from your current life, or someone who's passed over. Have a chat with them. Let me know when you're done.
Okay, let me know when you're done.
Okay, great. Take a nice deep breath in. I'm going to bring you back out again. That's all we're doing. Just keeping it really.
A deep breath in so deep breath in, and as you exhale, you're coming back to
back to the present time.
Come back to the present time. Okay. I am overthinking it still, aren't I? Yeah. Do you want to slap me?
We're complicating it when we don't need to.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Keep it as simple as possible.
I think I'm just stuck in complicated mode at the moment.
Your client will do all the work. You're just the facilitator. You're just guiding them there. So don't put in, even if they've come in, they've gone, oh, I really miss my dad. My dad died, and da da da. My dad this, and my dad that. And when he died, this happened. When he died, that happened. Right? I've had people that have come in and done all of that. Put them on the bench and thought, their dad is definitely coming in. Haven't said that. I'm thinking, dad's going to come in. He's going to talk to him. And they'll come out of hypnosis and they'll go, I thought I was going to talk to me dad, but mum came in instead.
Oh.
You never know.
Mm.
So don't assume.
Okay.
Don't guide, don't lead with the bench. Allow them to have that person come in. Don't force it. It's absolutely fine. If nothing happens, let me know, or let me know when you're done.
Okay.
And shut up and let them do their work. When they're doing their work, you're looking for that tear, that sigh, anything like that. They might have just got something off their chest. And then when you're ready, and only when you're ready, let me know that you're finished. And then they'll say, yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
And then you can say, right, you can come back to me nice and slowly.
Okay. All right then.
Okay. Ready? Let's do this. Let's do it.
Are you comfortable? Yeah. Max, I'd like you to take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly close your eyes and you will drift into hypnosis. One more breath. I'd like you to walk through nature. Imagine you're walking through nature. You will see what you see, hear what you hear, and feel what you feel. As you're walking through, you see a bench ahead. Excellent. If you could go and sit on that bench, please. Someone will come and join you now. This could be someone from your past or your present, or someone that has passed. And they will come and sit with you, and you guys can have a chat, and you let me know when they've arrived, and let me know, you have a little chat with them and let me know when your chat is over. You're okay, Max.
I'm finished.
Okay, I'm going to bring you back with a few breaths, and with each breath, you're going to feel calmer, more confident, and more content. What you just done was really good work. So, more calm and more confident. Deep breath in and out. We'll do 3 breaths. There's your calming breath in, your confident breath in and out, your content breath. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. You're right, darling. Yeah, no stress.
All right. Sorry about that. Hold on a sec.
You have nothing to apologise for.
That's hard. Right, yeah, wasn't expecting that.
Take a minute. So we've got a minute, we've got time.
Okay.
You're right, you're good. There was, when I saw you getting a bit upset, I didn't know whether I should say, you're okay, Max. Max, it's just stay quiet, yeah?
I'm quite let them do whatever they've got to do.
Okay.
It's a bit
Because
like if I was talking to someone now and you went, "You're all right," it'd be like, "I'm talking."
yeah,
You're interrupting, and that can lose the flow of the chat, and lose the moment. So
yeah,
the most powerful thing you can do is just let them talk. It's all going on in them. And when they've said, when at the end, when I went, "I'm done," um, it's like, okay, everything's okay. Let's bring you back. All right. So even whatever you're saying, you don't know what's happening.
mm,
It's about like, okay, I'm going to bring you back now. Just, you don't have to say everything's going to be okay, because actually, or you don't have to say you're okay. It's safe to come back now. You can go, right. I'm going to bring you back now. Keep it
oh, okay.
straightforward, because so with me, what happened there is I've got a friend who's dying of cancer. He's been dying, God knows how long. That I've been helping him, supporting him. He's still alive, and it's been really hard. So he came. I wasn't expecting him, but he came in, and he's very much matter of fact. He's very, very optimistic, and by all accounts, he should have passed by now, but he hasn't. And so I told him some stuff that I wanted to tell him, and he said some stuff to me. But it was like it was a it felt good to tell him. See what I mean? But if you'd said at the end, "Oh, you're gonna, it's all right now. It feels better now," it's not. Because
Oh,
he's
I
not going
see
to
what
be
you
better.
mean.
You see what I mean? He's not going to be better.
Okay.
And being and interrupting, not interrupting, but saying like, "Oh, you're going to be okay. It's okay." Well, it's not going to be okay because he's going to, going to die.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting that. So that's what we're doing, is we're just guiding them to the bench. We're letting them do their thing. We don't have to comfort them. We just need them to process what's gone on.
So on the bench, I don't need to say, you're going to come back calm and or anything like that. I don't have to say that.
Yeah, you can just say, I'm going to bring you back in a few minutes." Or, normally, when you do the bench, you'd probably go on and do other stuff anyway. You might go and say,
Okay.
"Right, are you ready to move on?" "Yes, I am." "Right, we're going to go and do something else now." And that if it was like a smoker, I might have had a chat with someone that died of lung cancer that says, like, "You don't want to end up like me. It's time to move on. Get rid of these cigarettes. You don't need them." So it's like, okay, I'm going to move on now, and we're going to deal with this issue with the cigarettes. So we don't know what's going on in their chat. You had no idea. until
No, I just saw you got upset and went, oh,
yeah, let
my,
it
my
happen.
initial response was to do this with you.
Of course it.
Yeah,
But sometimes that's not right.
yeah,
That's the right thing. Sometimes it's like let them process that, let them go through it. If there's times where I've had people that are like absolutely sobbed, and I almost want to reach out to them and give them a hug and say, "You're going to be all right." It's not. It's not our place to do that.
okay.
Let them process it, because giving them that hug will interrupt it. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, let them
I know
process,
you
let
can't
them
do that on
process.
Zoom, but it would interrupt the flow of what's going on. It would interrupt the conversation that like in my case, I was having a conversation with him. It would have interrupted that. So just be quiet. Let them do it. You'll get harder to it. You'll be like, let them. It's their shit. It's
Yeah,
not ours. So it's
yeah.
keeping that barrier up. And I always say it to the client, is like, whatever's going on, it's your stuff. You keep it. I don't need it.
I'm writing notes at the bottom of it. I think I might do that with a few of the bits we do, like try and write notes at the bottom. Don't interrupt.
Yeah. So
Don't interrupt.
it's not about um comforting them in any way. It's allowing them to have that reaction. Like my reaction was to be upset, but it also makes me feel a bit better because they're things that I could never say to him,
Yeah,
right? For whatever reason. But I couldn't, and I know he wouldn't say that. The things that he said to me on the bench, he wouldn't say to me. But I know that.
yeah.
So that's what we're doing, is allowing them to process it and to like do whatever's got to be done.
Okay, so with the bench, however they react, don't interrupt, let them process, and then move. Say, are you ready to move on to something else now? Once you, because I brought you out of hypnosis, but if you were still in hypnosis, it would be, are you
So,
ready?
okay, just I'm going to give you a minute to like let you come back, get
Let
ready,
you process that, and yeah, in a minute we'll move on to something else. Just
and then just say, "Are you ready to move on?" And they'll be like, "Yes, I am," or "No, I'm not," or "I just need a second." If
and
they
then if you were going to like the control room or something like that, straight from that, just maybe. You would then do the control room and then you'd do the after the control room and they've done everything. And then if you're bringing them out, you would then do the positive affirmation thingies.
yeah, whatever you're working with. So,
Yeah.
but at this point, I would probably do like looking at the future, where you're going, obstacles you want to get rid of, do the emotional detox, release any of your stuff, and then and then I might take them to the bench, because there's something, if they've not had a reaction in the white light, if they've not had a reaction releasing their stuff, like that person might not have come up, I might not have released it, I don't know. Um, then take them to the bench, because it could be something that they need to let go of, that they haven't let go of yet, or just have that
Okay.
conversation. And that could be with anyone. That
Yeah.
could be, it could be someone that have got an ex that they want to tell them what.
A wanker they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you are a fucking wanker. Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah.
You might have a row on the bench, but
Yeah.
it's looking for the signs. So when I noticed that when I was swallowing, that's
Mm.
really common, because when we go to cry, quite often, like, so
That's when I knew you were getting upset, and I was like, "Oh, she's upset. Do I speak? Do I shut up?" I thought, just
shut up, just shut
yeah,
up. Just let them do it. Just let them process. Um, let them do what they've got to do,
okay,
and you don't need to comfort them. Just let them process it, because we don't know what's really going on.
no,
It could be a nice cry. It could be, oh, someone God, it was amazing. My uncle came in that I love and I miss him, and he come and had a chat. It was quite, it was nice to see him, or whatever.
do you ever finish a session on the bench? What do you think are the best ones to try and finish a
No, because
session?
of finishing on a session, you'd be finishing on a bit of a downer. It could be
Yeah,
finishing bad thing. So not bad thing, but you've
It
upset
could be good, could be bad. You don't know.
all the bad stuff first, and we get all the bad stuff out of the way. So that'll be the emotional detox, the bench, um, that sort of thing. Then you're going to move on to the good stuff. So when we do the weight loss, we go onto the table, we go to the table and put stuff on there. And then once you've done that, you might want to do the control room, and then you want to put in all the good stuff, like feeling confident, feeling positive, and all of that. And that's when you're anchoring all the good. So then to go and do the bench would be like you're taking them back to maybe feeling a bit sad.
Okay.
So it's best to get that kind of thing out of the way at the beginning, the
So I
negative.
think what I need to do is write down what are sort of clearers and what are sort of enforcers, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think maybe
And
I need to
I'm not
write
even
that.
at that stage yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'll shut up then. Sorry.
You've got the negatives. We're dealing a lot with the negatives at the moment. The
Yeah.
white light pulling out. The bench can be a sad thing. It could be a good thing, but it sometimes could be a sad thing. Most of the time, it's a sad thing. Um, then you could be going onto the control room, which is kind of neutral, isn't it? It could be
Mm.
turning stuff up, good, turning stuff down, or destroying stuff. So it could be bad. So we're doing a bit of that, and then we could be doing something else, and then we're going to be putting in the good stuff and seeing yourself as that new you, the brilliant you, where we see
Yeah.
ourselves doing the things that we want to do. So that could be seeing yourself, I don't know, going up a mountain, skydiving, or just sitting on a beach somewhere, whatever, being the new you, being the slimmer, healthier, fitter you, the non-smoker you, or whatever. So you're putting in all the good stuff afterwards, and then you're anchoring that in. And then it could be just realigning the body, the head, the heart, and the gut, reconnecting, bringing balance back. So we're putting in the good and getting balance back in the body. But that will
Right.
come. At the moment, we're just dealing with all the negative stuff, all the
Okay.
um, neutral and negative, anything there. But as we go on module 4, where we start looking at changing habits and changing stuff. Because at the moment, all we've talked really about is letting go of
Mm.
that conversation that you've just had with the person, letting go of negative thoughts, feelings, behaviours, habits, guilt, shame, hurt, pain, whatever, letting go of all of that. But then we turn things around. So, who will you be as a non smoker? See yourself as that non smoker. See yourself getting up in the morning, having that cup of coffee without a cigarette. See yourself at that restaurant, sitting in the restaurant without having to go outside with everyone else.
Mm.
See yourself at that party, not standing outside smoking a fag. You can go outside and have a chat, but you won't be smoking. No desire to smoke. See yourself, your bank account getting fuller, where you're putting money away because you've saved money. See yourself without the crisps and the cake, and looking and feeling amazing, because now you're not taking, sorry, not now you're not having so much sugar. Your skin's better, if that's what I want. You're slimmer, you're healthier, more energized.
Sort of see yourself without that weight.
Yeah, so we're changing that, but we'll come to that
Yeah.
on module 4. So, but it's really concentrating between now and Sunday. Is your pre-talk, your inductions, the emotional detox, what you say during an emotional detox. And you will get to do an emotional detox, the connect shift, how that works, the wording and how it works.
Okay.
Because we'll come up with a kinetic shift later on as well.
Okay.
All the stuff you're learning now is your foundation for all the beginnings, all the negative, and then we'll do all the good stuff, and then we'll be kind of putting it all together. And that's where you'll be picking out, well, I'm going to do the control room, I'm going to do the table, I'm going to do the hotel, I'm going to do this, whatever we end up working with.
Okay.
And that's where it all kind of comes together. At the moment, it's really about getting your language right. Your language on your pre-talk is so important. Taking them into hypnosis, and it's with what we've been doing today. Like taking me into hypnosis is easy because I'm used to it and know what to do. When you're working with a client, it'd be different. But when the other girls come on, I think Zoe said she's going to come out, and I think I can't remember the other girl's name I'm thinking of. God, her name's failed me. Anoop might come on, and
Oh, I met Anoop
I know,
at the past life. Yeah.
yeah, Anoop might come on. He likes to jump on every now and again. God, her name's just failed me. Anyway, the people will, will get you to do other stuff. But by that time, you'll be a lot more confident because you'll have the pre-talk sorted, you'll have the induction sorted, you'll do the white light, you'll do the emotional detox, and you'll be a lot more fluid with it, and it'll be easier. So that
Okay.
when you're working with someone, what to expect. And doing the bench is a good one because it's short and sweet. Do you know what I mean? And the client does all the work.
Have you ever had a client sort of be there for like 5, 10 minutes yakking on the bench?
Not normally, because most people have a
Mm.
little chat and then they go. But I've had clients that have gone, oh, could be sitting there for a little while, and they'll say to me afterwards, a couple of people came in and I had a chat with this person, and then someone else came in and I had a chat with them. That's happened with me. I've had people that have got really upset, and then let them give them some time to process that. And I've even said something like, come out. I've had one woman, she was really bad. I said to her, look, if you want to come out, clear, get rid of the crying, the snotty nose, and we'll take you back in. Are you okay? Just reassuring, you're okay now. If you've brought them out, you're okay, everything okay. And I say to them afterwards, you went and sat on the bench, you had a chat with someone, and they'll nod like, yeah. I go, obviously that was emotional for you. If you want to discuss it, we can. If you don't, that's your business.
Yeah.
Some will go, oh my God, my mum come on the bench and she said this and I said that, and it was really lovely and blah, blah, blah. Other people will go, yeah, I had a chat with someone. That was, I don't want to tell you anymore. And respect that.
Yeah.
And what went on, whether they, if they've had a reaction, to that chat like I did, cry, swallow, feel, you can see the getting flush, all of that is then releasing whatever went on.
But that woman, you pulled out of it, or did you wait for her to finish the conversation and then pull her out of
She
it?
was crying and crying and crying, and she went, they've gone now. And I went, okay. But she still carried on crying. I went, do you want to have a break? And she was like, yeah. She says, you can come out, it's no problem. Because her eyes were streaming and her
Oh,
nose
bless her.
was running. And I went to look, let's bring you out, blow your nose, clear your face, clean your
Yeah, splash a bit of water.
yeah,
Yeah.
or just sit there, have a glass of water. I normally say to them, do you want a glass of water? It's all right, it's no problem, and we'll take you back in. I still don't say to them, do you want to tell me about that?
Mm.
They might tell me, they might not. But it's none of my business, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
To know if they don't want to tell me. They might not want you to know.
Okay.
And just let them say what they've got to say. Let them get on with it. Don't bother them.
Okay.
It's their stuff and they're getting on with it.
Yeah, normally at the end of the readings I do, they end up like I don't let them speak during the readings, and then at the end of it they go, do you know what that was? And I go, well, not really. Do you know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
well, what happened was, and that's it. It's okay. Yeah.
That's
So
exactly it. So
yeah.
I might get to the end and they might, we'll have a little chat afterwards and they might say to me, oh, this is what happened. And they might tell me everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, quite often at the end, by the time we've done all our work and they're ready to leave, that's when they'll give me a hug.
Yeah.
And they go, thank you so much.
Mm.
It was, whatever we did, it was really good today. Thank you so much. I feel exhausted, but thank you. Or I feel like a weight's been lifted, or whatever.
It's normally a good exhausted though, isn't it? It's a
It's a bit like,
yeah,
yeah, you just think,
a
oh,
cathartic exhausted.
yeah, I feel better
Yeah.
now because I've let that go, or
Yeah.
whatever's happened. If they've had I always say to them at the end of like when they've come out of hypnosis and we sort of go through what happened, and I say to them, obviously it was emotional for you on the bench. And the thing is to tell them that the mind doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. So when you've had that chat on the bench, your mind thinks that actually happened.
Mm.
So it's either released in my case, obviously, I released something about it, but I also took on some good stuff because what he said back to me was like, "Oh, that was really nice." Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm obviously imagining what he would say, and that made me feel a bit better. It was like, "My okay, great."
Yeah.
And
It's
then
difficult.
yeah, and that's what
Mm.
that's what we're doing. Is we're the facilitator. We're just guiding them to that point, letting them do what they've got to do, and bringing them back out again. So
Mm.
all okay. That's it. Yeah. So they don't.
Yeah.
We don't need if they don't want to discuss it. That's up to them.
But in your notes at the end of the session, because like you said, sometimes people might come back like a little bit later. Would you put like, so I done the bench, I done the emotional and so you know what you've done with them.
Yeah. So I would write something like I would put in like emotional detox, and then I might put got rid of an image, um, the bench, emotional. Don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I might say control room. Again, might not know what happened. Some people are really closed books. I won't tell you. Some people will go, "Oh my god, yeah, I turned this up and that up." Um, yeah, and then I would just write down if they've had kinetic shift. I would put kinetic shift, remove the black, put in the pink, um, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So I would have a few sort of notes so that if they come back for another session or whatever happens, I can always think, well, when they've had kinetic shift, they know what that is. They've had this or they've had that. I've got a bit of an idea. And
Yeah.
sometimes you will repeat what you've done. So they might come back and you'll do another emotional detox. They've still got stuff to let go of. So
Mm.
even if they come back, um, you do an emotional detox with them and they get rid of a load of their stuff, but they might come back and other stuff's happened in between.
Yeah, life does that. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, they might have got home and had a row with their missus. They might have got home and had a car accident. They might have, got home and
Witness something can need the image thing,
I
the image
don't know.
shrinking. Yeah.
And clients say to me, "Oh, well, I need to come back." I go, "Well, I don't know because I don't know what's going to go on in your life. You might, you know, shit happens." So
Mm.
um, I leave it. I say to them, if you feel like you're going back to where you were before and you feel like you need to get rid of some of your stuff, then we'll do another session.
Yeah.
Might be in a month's time. That might be 6 months' time. That might be 2 years. I don't know. You don't know. And that's what we're looking at is saying to them, we don't know how you're going to feel. We
No.
feel when someone has a reaction and let go, an ab reaction of letting go, like I have, like that crying, it can release stuff and can make you
Mm.
feel better. And that could take a day or two to notice that.
Yeah.
But you probably would have done, you would definitely have done an emotional detox. I would have got rid of stuff there. The bench, I would have got rid of more stuff. But there's a bit of a comfort there as well, but that's okay. Do you see what I mean? The control room would have changed things. So
Mm.
it's a number of things that have happened during the session.
Okay. It's quite a lot of hard work for them, really, isn't it?
It is, yeah,
It's a lot of hard work for them. Yeah, I'm not surprised some people leave there feeling quite tired,
yeah, it is.
but lighter, I'm assuming,
Someone will say to you, "I feel so much lighter. I feel so much better," and other people will sit there and go, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah.
And they might not even be able to pinpoint what has happened, but they know that something's happened. And that's what we want them to realize that something's happened during hypnosis,
Mm.
let go, or um, whatever. They were like with me, I wasn't expecting to cry then. I didn't know he was going to come and sit on the bench. And if not, I didn't think about it before. I just thought, I'll sit there and see what happens.
Yeah.
So, and that happens with clients. as well. We have no idea what's going to happen.
Mm. It's quite interesting. It's like, you know, there's an intrigue to it that I didn't expect to see, if that makes sense. I'm probably not really articulate. I'm getting so tired. I'm probably not articulating very well now. But it's yeah,
It can be client like as a hypnotist as well. There are times where I can work on a really hard client that's very emotional or very hard work, and they can walk out, and I could go, "Oh my God, I've been exhausted." That person
yeah,
exhausted me, and you've probably seen that in your work
yeah.
already. So,
Mm.
and that happens with me with a client. Some clients they can leave, and I'm like, "Well, that was really good. That was brilliant. That were, that was
And
the."
other times you go home and you just
Sometimes,
stand under a shower
oh
for
my
half an
God,
hour, like, yeah, yeah,
that has been exhausting. And even I can, especially if I work late, so sometimes I have to go downstairs and let the client out because the door could be locked downstairs. I can come back in the room and I can still feel their energy, their negativity, and opening that door and just letting some air through. And I need to go to the toilet and release my own
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
So but it's just allowing the client to let go peacefully and calmly.
mm. Mm. A lot to think about and a lot to do.
You will, and it'll all start processing with you.
Yeah,
What you're doing.
okay. You've
So
got the
see
notes.
you on Sunday.
Yep.
Um, do the weight loss one. I'll send you the
Okay.
information for it. Don't overload yourself with it, but just practice the pre-talk, the induction, the deepener, um, the language that you're using, the connect shift. We will be practicing connect shift again
Okay.
through that. And then we'll kind of take it from there.
Okay.
So as time goes on, it'll all start to fall into place.
All right. Yeah, I've always been a bit of a like,
I'm like it. I'm like
yeah.
whenever I've done, I'm like, what's next? Another. I'm like next, next, next.
My mind goes way ahead of me sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Just goes ahead and yeah. And I always question. I question everything.
That's great because I love a question. But the
Yeah.
best thing is to just concentrate on the pre-talk and the inductions.
Yep.
Your
I've written
language
it down.
you want to say, or how you would say it is important.
Yeah.
Use
Okay,
the
so
way I
do that.
talk, that's fine.
I might
But then as time goes on, you'll make
yeah,
your own ways, or you'll pick up when you work with some of the other girls. When we get the other students in, then you'll listen to what they have to say, and it'd be like,
yeah.
I could say that. That sounds good. I like that.
Mm,
You pick
okay.
up the things, and that's how I've developed. And I think most hypnotists do. We get our basics, and then we develop from that. And your
Well, it
client,
has to be your language to be
yeah,
real and seem trusting, doesn't it?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
like if you like you said about if you were sitting there talking to me like you're a nun, do you know what I mean?
yeah.
You don't seem like a nun. Do you know what I mean? So if you were reading like giving me a script like a nun, that's going to make me feel mistrust. If you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, I get it. I get it.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Okay.
I can see with you now, it's all starting to click, and it will
Yeah.
get easier and easier. And
Yeah.
by Sunday, you'll have your, you'll be like, oh, okay, I get this.
Yeah. I might try it on Langley. I mean, he is Asperger's, but he's high functioning, and I think he needs to relax a bit. And I think he has got some stuff that needs to come out. It should be fine, I think.
Not doing that yet because you'll get him to take him into hypnosis by hypnosis.
Yeah.
always go for that. Do the induction, do a deepener, say some nice things, bring him back out again. Start
Yeah, just
that.
that.
That's
Yeah.
that's more than enough
Okay.
to start with. Because if you start opening up that can of worms, and then you're not
Yeah, I'm not qualified to do that yet. No, I get that. But yeah, just
get
say some nice things.
yeah, just say some nice things. You're okay. Remember, you're amazing. You're confident. You're strong. You know what to say. Those nice
Yeah.
things that he wants to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then put those in, and then they'll say, "I'm going to bring you back now," and that's it.
Yeah.
At any time. When we're working with family or close friends, they can be your biggest nightmare because
Same with reading.
yeah, because they
Yeah.
see you as who you are. So when I first sort of said, I'm going to become a hypnotist. I'm studying to become a hypnotist. My mum was like, "Oh, you'll never pass the exams. You'll never do it. You won't be able to do that, right?" And I was like, "Right, okay, yeah, well, let's see." The people that say that to you will go like, "Oh, you'll never be able to hypnotize me," and this, that, and the other. They will end up coming round. They're like, we call them boomerangs. They'll come back.
Yeah.
The ones that go, yeah, I knew her when she was studying. She's doing really well now, right? You're always going to get that.
Mm.
When someone says you'll never be able to hypnotize me, then I would answer with, yeah, you're probably right, because the higher the intelligence, the easier you are to hypnotize.
Oh, that sounds like a very backhanded compliment.
Consulting. So I've had my ex brother-in-law, he's a cocky fucker. Um, and he was with his girlfriend. I bumped into him, and he said, "Oh, like you're doing hypnosis." He went, "Yeah, you're." He's like, "Yeah, you'll never be able to hypnotize me. No one can hypnotize me." It's like, and I looked at him and went, "No, you're right." I said, because the higher the intelligence, the easier you are to be hypnotized. I could see him looking like, oh, and suddenly the penny dropped, and he went, "Oh, right, right, yeah, oh, okay."
Yeah. And then did you hypnotize him?
No, I didn't. I just thought, no.
No, I didn't want to.
And it's don't prove it. Just go. And as soon as you say, yeah, you're probably right, they go off, especially if you're in a bar or you're in a restaurant or you're with a party or whatever, and go, no, you're probably right, because the higher the intelligence, the easier you are to hypnotize. They go off, they'll have a think about what you've just said, and then they come back. And my brother-in-law did the same. He then spoke to me weeks later. He sent me a text message. "Do you think you could help me give up smoking?"
Yeah.
I felt like saying to him, "Really? Fuck off.
Oh, yeah. That would have been my response.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Giving it the big one when you was in front of your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Not there to do that. Right. Oh no? No, you're right. I probably can't.
Yeah.
No, not I can't. I won't. You're right. I
Yeah.
won't hypnotize you.
Yeah, there's people I won't read for. Like I can tell by the email, it's just by the way they word the email when they get in contact, or like if they came in the shop, do you know what I mean? I would say to him, and I could just tell it was going to be grief and trouble and too much hard work, and they were going to argue with me and fight me the whole way through the reading.
No point.
Yeah, so I would say to him something along the lines of, when you work with energies, they're all on different frequencies. And if I'm honest, I don't feel our frequencies would match. It's not an insult. It's not a thing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Not,
Yeah.
not my client. And there's a hypnotist that says that. He says, if you've got someone who's saying, you're not going to be able to hypnotize me, or I've got this thing and you're never going to be able to stop me from smoking, or whatever, they're saying all these negative things, go, okay, yeah. Don't try and prove them wrong. Why would you?
Yeah.
It's not for it. Just go, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
You're not for me. You're not my client.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing. We're just saying, it's got a bloody thing that's come up on my screen. Um, yeah, you're not my client. End of.
Yeah.
The chances are they'll have a think about it and they'll come back.
Yeah.
And it's probably the same when you do readings. You'll probably come back and they'll come back and go, actually, I'd like to give it a go.
I've had one or two clients go, none of that made any sense to me. None of it made any sense. But they sat down with the ump. Do you know what I mean?
Coming
And
with the attitude.
yeah, and you know, and but it's been at an event where they write their name down, and you know, because I can't at an event I can't pick and choose. I
Yeah.
can't. I'm already reading. They write their name down. None of that made any sense to me. I go, okay, no worries. I go, well, here's my card. Do you know what I mean? If anything changes, let me know. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, I can't believe you said blah blah. And the thing is, once I've done a reading, I don't remember it.
No.
I don't remember it. And but you said blah blah blah. Well, guess what? And I'm like, oh, well, exactly what I said. Okay. Like I don't remember what I said, but you've told me what I said, and then this has transpired, and that's exactly what, yeah. So okay. Okay.
But
But
quite
yeah.
often they could be in the moment where they've asked you or that you've spoke to them and they've got that block up, haven't they, already? No,
Yeah.
no, I can't take that. You might say to them, can you take that? And you're like, no, no. And then afterwards, or they say, you suddenly start thinking, actually, the penny drops when they've left. Oh my God, I know what she means now.
Yeah. Well, they say I have things like what was it? Not whether you could take that or not. It was when they sometimes when they say no, I say, well, just bear it in mind.
Yeah,
Bear it in mind. I said, because maybe it's coming. Bear it in mind. Do you know what I mean? And then yeah, they always come back with oh, you were right. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but they or sometimes they'll sit down and they're trying to will me to say something.
yeah,
And I can tell they're trying to will me to say so. And I'm like, and I say to him, I say, right, can you stop projecting? I said, because you desperately want me to say something. I said, and the more you try and push that on me, I said, the less likely I'm going to say that because while you're firing all that energy onto me, I can't see.
yeah,
You're blinding me with headlights and stopping me from being able to give you any type of reading at all.
yeah.
And they go, oh, yeah, all right then, all right. And I go, breathe. And they'll go, and I'm like, okay, all you've done is dimmed it 10%. You see what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, I do get, yeah. And eventually and I say to them, I just put the cards down and I go, I'll wait. Yeah, but obviously I'm confident in my tarot reading. So, but then maybe,
Same
I'll
with
get that.
hypnosis. It's the same with
Yeah.
hypnosis. You'll get people that go, oh, I've had people that come in and gone, I'm really skeptical.
Mm,
I don't believe in this, but because you've helped, blah, 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 I want some help. And
yeah.
I've had people that have left, doesn't happen very often. I've had a couple of people that I can think of off the top of my head where they've gone, this has been a complete waste of time and money. I go, okay, off you go. And they've brought me in loads of clients because then the thing that we got rid of, one was a woman who was eating too many sweets. Um, and even during hypnosis, she kept opening her eyes. She was a fucking nightmare. She kept opening her eyes, going, this isn't working. I'm not in hypnosis. We got to the end and she was like, that was a waste of time. I went, okay, let me know how you get on. And I had a guy that came in to see me and he was like, it's been a complete waste of time, whatever. I was like, okay, cool. See you
You
later.
don't offer money back though at that, do you? Because
No,
no,
they're
yeah,
taking up my time.
yeah,
Um, no, they don't get their money back. But both of them got me a lot of clients because they both got results.
yeah,
Leave it.
yeah.
That's fine. It doesn't happen very often.
I think that's often fear though from them.
Yeah, often
Fear of change, fear
they're
of having to face something.
with the wrong with an attitude to start with, like, oh, you've helped my mate, but it's not going to work for me, and you're like, okay, all right, that's how you feel. Thanks for letting me know. Let's do some
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
Um, and there's nothing you can do about that.
Mm,
So it's okay. I'm going to go with that. I
Have you never said, if they've walked in and said that, have you never said, okay, then just go. Here's your money, go. Have you never said that?
but okay. Because when it comes to being skeptical, 90% of my clients are skeptical.
Mm, okay.
And they often come in and go, I'm really skeptical. And I go, most people are. Till you get a result,
Yeah.
or you are going to be skeptical. That's fine. We'll work with you. Um,
So we'll work with the skepticism.
yeah, it's like just be open-minded, go with it, and we'll take it from there. So this, if you do as I say and allow it to, allow me to work with you, then you'll get a result.
Mm.
As it's
If you're going to fight me for the whole hour, then yeah, you're right. It's not going to work.
I've had people that have said to me, be meeting someone for the first time, and they say, "Oh, say I'm a hypnotist," and then they go, "Oh, does that work?" I said to them, "Fuck off," because you go to, well, if it didn't work, then it would be a scam, wouldn't it?
Or I wouldn't have clients. I wouldn't, yeah,
I wouldn't
wouldn't have a job.
if it was a scam, I wouldn't have a living. If it didn't work, I wouldn't have clients.
Mm.
So stupid fucking question. I get that a lot.
You were a little bit like me with the directness. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like, yeah, yeah,
Could you be any more insulting?
yeah. Does it work? Mm.
No.
Yeah,
I just do it for a laugh. I'll take your money and then fuck you off. So
yeah.
people can be, I think people can be just dicks. But you're used to that because that's
Mm.
your line of business. Like what you do is very much like very skeptical. You know, I know when like friends that have had readings and they've said, "Oh, I went to see this woman, blah blah blah," and she said this and said that, but I thought it was a load of old shit. And when I got there, she said this, and it made more sense. Um, and we have to accept that, don't we?
Yeah,
We have
yeah,
to,
we do.
we have to accept their beliefs and their expectations. And I go, okay, but you're here because you're desperate. And they go, yeah, or I'm here because my mate's had it done with you. Or, you're my last resort. And go, okay, it's okay.
I do think a lot of it though is projection. They're like, if this doesn't work, I'd rather say you failed than I failed.
Absolutely. So we get
Yeah.
people that like so I had a client that was in a not very nice marriage, and she was very overweight, and she said, and I haven't had sex for 10 years or whatever it was. And I said to her, right, okay. I said, well, we'll get you having sex. That'd be a good start, wouldn't it? And she was like, yeah, that'd be nice. So anyway, we did some work, and I'm a sexual freedom practitioner, so I deal with sexual issues. So anyway, I done some stuff with her, and afterward, a week later or whatever it was, she said to me, "Yeah, I'm not eating the donuts or whatever I stopped her from doing. Can't remember." And she said, "I want to come back and do some other work. I feel like she'd been abused and God knows what else. I want to get rid of some more stuff." She went, and by the way, I started to feel a bit more sexual. It was like, "Oh, great, that's great news." And she went, "No, it's not." She went, "Because I wasn't expecting it." I went, "But we discussed it last time, and you said that you haven't had sex for years, and you
Yeah.
wanted to explore that." She went, "Yeah, but I didn't think it was going to work." So she went, "And now I'm feeling sexual. I don't want to feel sexual. I don't want to have sex with my husband. I don't even like him."
Okay. Um,
Oh, okay. Well, it's good for you to be honest with me, because otherwise I'm putting in suggestions that you don't want.
See, my right or wrong, my response might have been, you don't always need someone else in the room.
Yeah. Really strange because people do get a bit like, oh.
Yeah. Mm. So
So
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not going to lie. I know we're still at the very beginning. I've only done 3 modules.
there's still a lot to learn, but
Mm.
obviously you'll get there. But we have people that people do like to say, "Oh, I've even been to a hypnotist and they couldn't get me to stop smoking."
Mm.
It's almost like I've ticked that box. You know,
Okay then.
gone to my husband. I've told him that I can't stop drinking wine, and that's it. This is who I am. It's almost that kind of attitude.
Defeated. Defeated.
I
Yeah.
want to be. They want to be able to say. There's some people that are comfortable in feeling uncomfortable. They're
Mm.
comfortable in the fact that they have this issue or this grief or this pain. And it is, who will I be without it?
No, and that I do get. Many years ago, I was in a bad post-traumatic they didn't call it that back then because it was decades ago, but it was post-traumatic stress disorder. And they said, look, we can give you the doctors are like, I can give you this medication and we can send you for therapy. And I was petrified of taking the medication and petrified of therapy. And the reason being was I was so consumed by this post-traumatic stress disorder. I honestly thought if we got rid of it, I was just going to be like an empty shell. I was going to be transparent. There was nothing else there because I felt so consumed by it. It was like, well, what will be left? This like translucent shell
Yeah.
of me, because like you said, take out the bad, put the good in. Do you know what I mean? And I knew they were going to take the bad out, but it was like, well, what does that leave? Though this is uncomfortable and I hate it, at least I'm here, even if it is. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I've got a friend who's got a needle phobia and has had a needle phobia I've known her 30 odd years. She's always had this needle phobia. And when I became a hypnotist, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait. I'm going to be able to help my friend with her needle phobia. It's going to be amazing. Like, it's going to be so good because she has to have blood tests regularly, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to love doing it for her because she's a good friend and I'd really like to help her with that. And first of all, she said to me, I'm scared of being hypnotized. I was like, okay. So first of all, I thought, it's because I'm not experienced. Then it was like, oh no, it's not that bad. I'm all right. So I said to her, well, what happens when you go? When you go to, go and have your blood test, what happens? She went, well, like my husband comes with me. We go in. She said, I'm absolutely fine. I sit down and then I go through. I get nervous and then I faint. She faints every time.
Oh, bless her.
I said, well, what happens once you've fainted? And she went, well, my husband, she went, oh, well, and she done it like this. She went, he picks me up and he carries me out.
Oh, she sounded all princess syndrome there, didn't she? Oh,
And
so
then
she likes the fainting because he becomes the
everyone looks at her, they see him
she's
being,
the damsel in distress, he's the knight.
loves it because his ego is, up there. And then I said, and then what happens? She went, well, I have to sleep it off. So I lay in front of the telly and my husband cooks dinner and makes me a cup of tea and, wipes my brow, all of that. And I just sit there eating nice food and watch telly and watch a film and chill
She's
out.
made it a joy. She's made it a joy. Yeah.
So if she was going to go into the clinic on her own and have the injection, like the blood test or whatever, and come out,
She'd have to cook her own bloody dinner.
have her own dinner, she wouldn't be able to lay on the sofa and feel sorry for herself.
Mm,
What we call a secondary gain.
a secondary gate.
Secondary gain. So when I have no shadow of a doubt that she's passed out. She passes out for the blood test, obviously, and that has happened in the past. And instead of letting that go, she's run with it, and then she's got the secondary gain, which is the husband scooping her up and taking her out and taking her home and caring for her. Right? He gets something out of it as well.
Mm.
That's the time off work. He wants to be needed. He loves to show off to everyone, whoever's sitting in the clique, that no one gives a shit.
Strong man.
And
Yeah.
I'm looking after my woman, very much caveman, done all that,
Mm.
and he's
I
in.
was thinking that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, look at
yeah.
me, all about his ego, and he lacks confidence. Um,
And then because his ego's been fed, he feeds her, and
she's felt princessy, felt
yeah.
like she's home, blah blah blah. And we went out. We was out for dinner with some other friends, and one of the other ladies there was a midwife or a nurse. I can't remember, but she was a nurse of some sort. And she said to her, "Oh, you have terrible trouble, don't you, with like having injecting? Oh, I hate taking blood and like pass out and telling all the story. Oh, how terrible." And she said, "I tell you what," she said, "because I'm a district nurse now, because I go out and visit people, next time you need a blood test, let me know. I'll pop round and do it." She said, "You can sit on the sofa, I'll take your blood. When you pass out, I'll lay you down and you'll be all right." She said, you know,
Didn't want to. Sorry, I'm not, no, sorry. It's the psychology of it is just wow, it's fascinating. But yeah, she didn't want to.
so then this nurse went off, and because there was loads of us all out. I went, "How amazing." I don't even think I was a hypnotist then. I don't think I was. And I went, "How amazing is that?" I went, "What a great service that will be." She'll come round, she'll run in on, because she lived nearby anyway. She said, "I'll pop round, do the bloods. You ain't got to go anywhere. Just give
Yeah.
me the form that you need. I'll fill it all in and I'll take it back to the hospital for you." What a fucking service.
I'd love her number.
I was thinking that. I was thinking, "Oh, I want that. I don't have a problem when I have blood tests, but I'd rather someone come round and do it. How great would that be?"
Yeah. I'll sit there and watch.
But she was like, "Oh, okay, thank you." And then she went, "No, I'm not going to do that." She went, "No.
Because I won't get me
Fine.
food. I won't
You
get
won't get
carried.
food, you won't get carried out. No one's going to give you any sympathy. You're
Yeah.
just going to have your blood test and get on with your day. Or you can
Yeah.
just lay down on the sofa, you're done."
Yeah.
A husband hasn't got to take time off work. A husband's not going to do the dinner. You're going to be all right. You're in
Yeah.
your own environment. So a lot of it is leading up to the going.
Yeah.
When I go, I'm going to pass out. You're already putting the suggestion in your head. When I get there, I'm already nervous. But if you're at home, you're not nervous. And this
Yeah.
said to her, if you're in your own environment, you'll be a lot more relaxed to start with, which of course she will be.
Yeah.
So the chances are she probably wouldn't pass out at all.
No.
It would be absolutely fine because she'd be sitting there looking at the fucking telly while the nurse takes the blood, while she's chatting away. She's relaxed and calm. She'd be absolutely fine.
Also, maybe she likes feeding her husband's ego, not just because he feeds her as well, but
Oh yeah, of
if a man's ego is fed every so often, they're a different beast, if you know what I mean.
course he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's also that love language of what we do with a husband.
Mm.
You do that for me, then I'll have sex with you.
Yeah.
If you do that
Yeah.
for me, then tomorrow night I'll make you a nice dinner or whatever your love
Yeah.
language is.
Yeah.
It's backwards and forwards. It's a push and
Yeah.
that's how relationships work, don't they? So
Mm.
I can help you with this, but next week I'm gonna have man flu. When I've got man flu, you can fucking help me.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I've done all that for you, and like now when I want to have sex, you're gonna give me sex.
Yeah.
It's a win-win situation.
Yeah. It's what turns the wheel. It's the perpetual motion of the wheel.
What keeps them their relationship?
Mm.
He's the hero. He she's a princess. She
It's
likes,
it's like the tail end of an officer and a gentleman, isn't it? When he comes into the factory
yeah,
and
scoops
he
them up.
picks, yeah. Because I remember that scene in that film, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
it's
because
so
she was
lovely.
probably like a teenager at the time, like me. And thought,
Yeah,
oh my God, it's so
yeah,
romantic, how wonderful.
yeah. And
Whereas
now I'm like,
if you pick me
you
up and
dare?
someone in his, yeah, I'd be going, "What the fuck are you doing? Put me down.
I've got work to do.
Yeah, leave me alone." Look at you coming in your uniform, you twat. I
He did look pretty good in that uniform, though, didn't
have to
he?
say, he really did. But it's the same, you're exactly right. It's the same principle.
Yeah,
And what is it? The other girl goes, way to go, Paula. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck off.
Yeah.
In my friends,
Are we just more cynical?
yeah, we're just a bit more realistic, you know.
Yeah.
The factory workers are all the people in the clinic. Look at her husband whisking her off, picking her up.
Oh, wouldn't you love a man like that? No. Yeah.
I'd rather
Because
be
it
a
comes at a cost.
yeah. So we have to be aware of that.
Mm,
And I will tell a client about a secondary gain.
yeah.
I will quite often say, and don't take this the wrong way, but you could be having a secondary gain out of that. And
Mm,
and when you lose that part of your personality, who will you be when you don't have that?
yeah.
And that's what this particular woman was like, the one that didn't want to have sex with her husband. She went, if I start having sex, that opens up that can of worms, if you like. That opens up. And once I have sex with him once, he's going to expect it.
Yeah.
And she had no interest in sex whatsoever.
I'd have probably said he doesn't have to be in the room for you to have a good time. Do you know what I mean? I probably would have said something like that.
Sort yourself out,
Yeah.
or you might want to go off and have sex with another person
Mm.
if your marriage has come to an end. Or what is he doing?
Well, yeah, for a man for 10 years, it's
10 years. Who the fuck is he having sex with?
yeah, because it is he definitely wouldn't go 10 years. That they can't.
She was only young. She was only a young woman. She wasn't
Yeah.
that old. But do you see what I mean? It can be that secondary gain comes in. And
Thing
we're
is that, yeah,
going when we talk about weight loss, because some people are a bit like, I'm used to being fat Sandra in the office that eats the cakes on a Friday. When the people come in the office and then go, "Oh, Sandra, you like a cake? You love your food. You like a cake, didn't you?" And she goes, "No, I don't eat cakes anymore." Oh, on a diet, are we? Do you see what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
who will I be if I'm not fat Sandra in the office that eats all the cakes?
yeah. What will they say when they come in?
Yeah, who will?
Will they even talk to me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not that person anymore.
yeah,
And if you've been fat all your life or overweight all your life and you've always been Sandra who eats the cakes, then who will you be when they come in on a Friday and you go, "No, I don't eat them anymore"?
mm.
Some people they don't feel comfortable with that.
But they're concerned how others are going to process it as well, aren't they? And what it will change in the
And that's
dynamic.
what happens with people when they're smokers. When I say to people, or especially with alcohol, we do alcohol control, and you go, "No, I'm not drinking." They go, "Well, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you drinking? You will."
Mm,
The same with smoking. If you're the bloke that or woman or whatever, and you're going outside from the office and you meet up with the other smokers and you're having a fag with them and a gossip or whatever you're doing, and suddenly you don't need to go outside for a cigarette, you're missing out on that gossip. So it's
mm.
got to be you want to go outside and have a chat with those people, and you don't have to smoke. That's gonna might feel weird at first,
Yeah,
or you have to accept that you won't be going outside for a fag with the gossip.
mm, yeah.
How is it going to change your life, especially with smoking, because it comes into so many different avenues. So
Well,
that's
it was.
look
I,
at.
I know I vape now, but smoking for me was when my pain levels were getting too much because I was doing something or my fatigue was getting too much. I didn't want to admit I was stopping because of pain and fatigue. It was like, oh, I'll just pause and have a cup of tea and a cigarette, or I'll just stop for a cigarette. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
And of course it is, and we all do that. We all sort of like make excuses. Oh, I deserve to have a cake. I've had a bad day. I deserve
yeah,
to have that glass of wine. I've had a shit day. I deserve to have a glass of wine because I've had a good day. I deserve to have a glass of wine because it's Wednesday. It's
yeah,
bullshit that you're telling
mm,
yourself. And as long as you're upfront with the client and you're saying that, you know, you're saying to them, who will you be without your cigarettes? Who will you be without your the common one is at the time where the kids have gone to bed and you're going to sit down. This is my time. I'm going to sit down, watch telly, and as a treat, I'm going to have a cup of tea and a biscuit. But I shouldn't be eating biscuits because it's keeping me fat. But I want to eat something because I feel like that's a treat.
Yeah.
And
It's the me time syndrome, isn't it? The me time. Yeah.
it's my time now to sit here and do
Yeah.
fuck all. Or the
Yeah.
excuse, I'm going to sit here because it's 9 o'clock at night and I've had enough. But I'm going to have a bit of cake and something to eat or whatever you're doing. And that's what we have to make people understand, is that it's changing your perspective on that and saying your treat is that you're sitting down watching telly in peace and quiet, or your treat is that you're going to have a cup of tea and you won't eat because you want to have a healthier lifestyle. That's your treat.
You have reminded me there's lemon drizzle cake in my cupboard downstairs.
I was just thinking, I haven't got any cake. I need to.
Sorry.
Do you see what I mean? That's what
Yeah.
it's making people understand why they're doing certain behaviours, or them telling you when they eat that cake, or why they eat the cake, or why they smoke, or when what they're gaining from that. And you've got to flip that on its head, or you've got to change that habit. It's going to change. You don't need to pop outside for a fact because you don't smoke no more.
Yeah.
You don't need to buy that cake because you don't eat cake no more.
Yeah.
Or if your family are having cake, then you'll be like, you enjoy it. I don't need it. I don't want it. But we kind of look into that. We start looking into that next week.
Okay.
Food, because food is we have to have food, obviously, to survive. But it's our attitude towards food, and if you're emotional and stuff like that.
It's a balance, isn't it? I mean, so
yeah.
Obviously, my sister, I mentioned the estranged one I'm estranged from. She, considering we've got the same parents, and we know we've got the same parents, but if I'm anxious, I can't eat.
Yeah.
If she's anxious, she eats everything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like it's not just the mindset of it. I think it's like the physical attributes of your own body maybe as well that probably come into play.
When she was a kid, say that she got told off or something bad happened, and mum might have said, "Oh, you've had a really bad day. Come on, I'll buy you a packet of sweets or I'll buy you a bit of cake." Oh, that'd be nice. No mother is ever going to say, "Oh, you've had a bad day. Let me get you some broccoli." Because no one says that, do they? I'll tell you what, you've had a really bad day. I'll let you go and eat some broccoli and a couple of carrots. Off you go. We don't, do we?
No, no.
And we carry that through as adults. If you feel like having something nice to eat, the chances are it's going to be the lemon drizzle. It's not going to be the fucking
No.
Broccoli in the fridge or whatever. It's going to be, you're not going to go, I'll go and get some, I'll get a bit of carrot, I'll have that. Just don't, because it's ingrained since a child that the treat is the cake, the sweets, the chocolate, or whatever. It's never going to be broccoli, because it's if you brought up like that, like a lot of children, oh, you fell over, you've hurt your leg, oh, come on, let's get you an ice cream. How many times have you done that? Jollied someone along, come on, get an ice cream. Or even a mate as an adult, oh, you split up with you, oh, come on, we'll go out for a drink.
Yeah.
Let's go out for a drink. Let's go and have a coffee and a bit of cake. Or let's go out for a bottle of wine. Or come round and we'll drink a bottle of wine.
And we're in a very drinking society, because I don't drink. I just don't. I might have about 4 units a year. I'll raise a glass at a wedding. I'll raise a glass for someone who's passed. In the summer, if it's a really hot day, I might have like the weakest shandy in the world. But I'm not a drinker. But when you go out to a pub and something, and they're like, "Right, Marand, what are you having?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'll have a ginger ale, please." Oh, fuck off! You don't want a ginger ale? Yes, I do.
Yeah, because I used to be quite a big drinker, and then I stopped drinking for a couple of years. And I can remember going out with girlfriends, went out with two mates, and one of the girls turned. She went, "Do you want a gin and or do you want red wine?" That would be what I would normally drink. And I went, "No, I don't drink anymore. I'll have a lemonade." And they both stopped and just looked at me. And one nearly dropped her glass, and she went, "What do you mean?" She went, "What's wrong? Are you ill?"
Yeah,
I went,
I
"No,
know.
I just decided not to drink."
But that's society, isn't it, with regards to drinking? Yeah.
But we go through when we do alcohol control, we'll go through all of that sort of stuff and
Mm.
food and how we reward ourselves with food and how that's the norm and how we if once you see it from a different perspective, then you know why you're doing it. I'm doing it because I'm bored. I'm doing it because I feel like I deserve it. I'm doing it because I'm sad. And I'm the biggest one. I will buy myself chocolate most days. I don't need an excuse. I'll just go, I'm just eating chocolate and that's it. But I will go and get that cake or that whatever, and that will make me feel better. But it'll be like I'll have that, sit down, have a cup of tea, a bit of cake, nice.
I always eat what I fancy. Sometimes it's healthy, sometimes it ain't. But I always eat what because but I just say to myself, if you fancy it, your body wants something from it. That's what I say to it. I don't eat shit all day, but I'm not the healthiest eater either,
Yeah.
you
So
know?
it's what it's giving to you. If you're gonna get a dopamine kick from broccoli, we'd all be eating fucking broccoli, but we don't.
Mm,
We get a dopamine kick from the chocolate or the
yeah.
so we don't tend to crave that so much. But we will go into that.
But sometimes I'll fancy a spaghetti bolognese. It's like, oh, I really
Yeah,
fancy a
fancy
spaghetti
that.
bolognese. So I'll eat a spaghetti bolognese.
Pasta's, quite sugary anyway. But anything like that,
Mm,
you can have that feeling of like, oh, I'll fancy some dinner. What do I fancy for dinner? I'm gonna definitely have spaghetti bolognese or whatever. But
yeah.
yeah, as a more of a treat, it's like I'll go for the cake.
Mm,
Yeah, interesting. Looking at the the habits of people when it comes to food and alcohol, especially alcohol.
mm.
So let's leave it there.
Okay, my lovely.
And I will see you on Sunday. Have a look through your notes, see what you're doing, think about what you're doing. You know what you're doing now. Come to Sunday, and then we'll start looking at weight loss.
Okay.
This is recorded, so I will send you a link for the recording. What happens is I put it up on YouTube. I've only just downloaded last night's. I'll download tomorrow. I'll download this one tomorrow, and then what I do is I just send you the link. And I'll send it through WhatsApp. You'll
Okay.
be private viewing. No one else gets it.
I do the same with my readers. I do, yeah, I do the
Yeah.
same with them.
So,
And only you and I can get to it because only you and I have the link. Yeah.
so you'll have the link to this, and then you can go back at any time. Obviously, and it's lifetime
Mm.
or whatever you want to do. Um, so that's that. All right.
Okay. Yeah, fabulous.
Right. So I shall see you next week. Any problems, any issues, any questions? Put it
So
in.
I'm practicing on a person or just
Practice on a person. If you can get like someone now, do an induction. Get an
okay.
induction deepener. Say a couple of nice things. Bring them back out again. That's it.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
And then and just look at and just read through your notes and get familiar with the procedure.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yep, I will do.
I'll speak to you next week. Have a good week.
Yes, and you. You have a great week too. I'll speak to you soon.
Speak to you soon. Bye.
Cheers, bye.